This episode of Dice Friends is brought to you by Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield not only makes some of the finest card sleeves on the market, they also make an excellent line of role-playing accessories for game masters and players. Use our affiliate code LRRMTG5 on the Dragon Shield website when purchasing, and check out all the great products from Dragon Shield.
Hey, you big stinky garbage babies. Welcome. Hello. It's Dice Friends. We're back. My name is Adam, and this is Beej.
Hello.
We also have Paul on tech.
Hello.
And tonight, on a very special episode, we're going back.
Nice.
To choosing our own adventure.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Very excited.
The world is our oyster, as long as that world is between these 300 pages.
Cool.
We can go anywhere we want.
As dictated by an author.
As dictated by, I want to say a team of authors, but you know that's not the case.
No.
It was probably one dude by lamplight, you know?
Yeah, sitting alone in his lighthouse. It's like, I've got some ideas for the kids. Gonna make it real weird.
Oh, lighthouse. Yeah, I need to write a Choose Your Own Adventure book in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
That'd be tight.
Yeah, get yourself in that 1984 state of mind.
If you want me to live my lighthouse dream, make sure that you go to our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun and use that to support us. Maybe a couple bucks a month goes a long way in letting us do what we do around here. Very cool, very fun. If you're watching on Twitch, Young Prime, Young Follow. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you don't want to touch Patreon because your bank account is your bed mattress, then you can, I don't know why this doesn't work, but you can give us a super thanks on YouTube, which is also the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to support us there's also super thanks. Or you can become a member on YouTube. Very cool, very fun. All that stuff, that you need to do.
We give you so many ways to give us money, and we need it.
Yeah.
We all need money to live.
True.
Yeah. Well, to live the way I like to live. I've become accustomed to a certain sort of lifestyle. So in the divorce, you're going to have to give me a lot more money. So.
Damn, yeah. We all excited to start a new book or what?
I am. I don't, like, the fighting fantasy things I got used to a feel.
Yeah.
So this is a brand new series. Brand new author,
series.
brand new
New
everything.
vibe.
Yeah.
How Stella got her groove back.
There's so many more sheets of paper on the table now.
So we are going to play the Lone Wolf series of books. And this is a whole thing. There's 5 of them. There's actually more than that. When I was looking on the inside cover, I think this is like a long, sweeping, epic... there's multiple parts of it. There's like 20 books. So if this is good, if it's good, then maybe we'll finish it. If you're good.
Yeah.
Only if you're good. If you make me mad at any point tonight, I'm throwing the books in the fire.
I won't be surprised.
So, be on your best behavior. I think that's pretty much it for housekeeping and what we're going to play. So we're starting with Lone Wolf Flight from the Dark. Mm-hmm. I've looked at it a little bit. There's some game rules that we got to go over, which also stream rules, because the way that these games work, Choose Your Own Adventure books, especially in a fantasy setting, are liable to kill us for a myriad of reasons, and a lot of them random, and some of them won't make sense. So what we do here, if you haven't watched any of the other streams, is that sometimes when we die, I go, that didn't happen, and we go back. Because we want to get through this book, usually within the 3-hour period if we can. Sometimes we have to split it up, but we'll see. There is also combat in this game, much like the fighting fantasy books.
Nice.
But usually, this combat system's kind of cool, but I mean, if we lose, we die and we got to restart. So we'll probably do the combat once or twice just to see, and then every combat after that, Otaku Jeff pulls out a gun, shoots the demon, and we're like, GG's,
Yeah. Maybe we fade a whole, it's like, we don't have to do this combat. We just get through it.
Parlay or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Otaku Jeff is
high charisma.
What can I do to get you in this car and leave this place and never come back? So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's going to be, we're going to talk about some things, and then about games rules, but as far as the combat and deaths go, that's generally how we do it here. We roll it back, we keep going. We go the other way, basically. And if both places end up us dying, then we have to go even further back.
Yeah.
We got to get in the DeLorean. And
Which is my job tonight, is to watch the order in which we're doing things and to keep notes about that. So if we're like, this place was a good place to roll back to, then we can go back to a previous page, and I have the list of the order we were doing it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have an oracle this time. I don't even need to think about anything.
Yeah.
I just get to sit here and read. It's
Yeah.
great. So
Before I just wanted to actually quickly shout out before we get going. So while we're doing this, I'll put up the pages that Adam is looking at on the screen, and the reason why I can do that is because there is a fully digital HTML version of this entire book, and in fact, a bunch of the books from the Lone Wolf series available for free online, officially or semi-officially. Joe Deaver, the author, said I would be especially pleased if my granting of the rights to distribute my books in this way was seen as my millennium gift to all those devoted readers who have kept the Kai flag flying high. Kai is the main character of the book. Throughout all the good times and the not so good. It would make me very proud indeed if this enterprise laid the foundations of a lasting legacy, securing the longevity of Lone Wolf by making my creation freely and readily accessible to the current and future online generations. So there we go. Awesome thing to do. And because fans are great, they have made a fully sort of linked version of it, so you can go through and just click on all the things.
But that worries me, because that means that everybody in chat can now play along with what we're doing, which means they can also read ahead.
Yeah.
So if we ever ask chat for advice on what to do, they might actually tell us the right thing to do.
Yeah. But I know.
But you know the right thing to do.
No, I already know. I'm never going to ask them.
Great. Okay. Just want to be clear about what's going to happen.
What am I going to ask them for? Bunch of mouth breathers?
I don't know, maybe you're like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Chat, I'll do whatever you say. Chaos option, go.
Bro, if I get stuck on 2 options, Beej, you should fire me. I shouldn't work here anymore.
All right, well, I'm also not keeping notes on this is your performance review.
Sick. Adam got stuck between 2 options, didn't know what to do, so let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
The Choose Your Adventure version of that, when you're playing a racing game and you run into the sign that says turn either left or right, and you just plow directly into that sign.
You know, that is a funny, that would be funny. Like, you're at your corporate job, and then they're like, all right, time for performance reviews, and then you sit down in this office, and there's me and Beej, on the other side of the table, and we go, good luck.
Yep. Narrate your choices.
Yeah. Better not lose coin. You better not lose the coin flip, or you're out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Beat it. All right. So there is a thing that we need to do before we start, too. If you want to give me the overhead. The inside of this book, I guess you can't really. Yeah, you can see it like that. The bearer of this scroll, namely blank, is an initiate in the disciplines of the Kai. So we got to write our name in here.
Ooh.
And as tradition with Choose Your Own Adventure book Dice Friends, it is Otaku Jeff. There he is.
First name Otaku, last name Jeff.
Yes. But everyone just calls him Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Pan-Asian.
Very progressive. Yeah. So, all right. So we have a whole character sheet here with action charts and backpack space and combat skills and endurance points. So if you are familiar with Fighting Fantasy, we have to roll our stats. And basically what we do... Actually, before we do that, I can read what the story is so far.
Oh, sure.
Before we do some
Sounds
things.
good.
In the northern land of Summerland, it has for centuries been customary for parents to send their most gifted children to the monastery of the Kai on the occasion of their 7th birthday. There they are taught the skills and martial disciplines of their noble ancestors. The Kai are masters of their art, and the children in their charge love and respect them in spite of the hardships of their training. For one day, when finally they have mastered the discipline of the Kai, they will be able to return to their homes equipped in mind and body to defend themselves and their kin against the constant threat of war from the Dark Lords of the West.
It's a good band.
Capital D Dark Lords,
Yeah.
In olden times, during the Age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was a long and bitter trial of strength that ended in victory for the Summerlending at the Great Battle of Gorge. King Olnar I, himself gifted with Kai powers, aided by the allies of Duramon, broke the Darkland armies at the pass of, they're just giving me all these things, Moitura, and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of Gorge.
There'll be a test on
all these proper nouns.
Places.
What year did this happen?
Like the book or the fantasy set?
The fantasy set.
I don't know.
961.
It was probably before Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume. Vashna, mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Ulnar, called Summer Sword, the Sword of Sun. Cool, man.
Wait, in your version, is it Summer Sword?
Oh, yeah, it's Summer Sword. Yep, Summer Sword.
Summer's word.
Somebody just said it wrong one time, and they just kept it like that.
Yeah, some folks have noticed that the proofing in the online version versus your version is apparently slightly different. So that'll be fun.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Now it is the morning of the feast day of Felmarn, the first day of spring. It is an old tradition of the Kai to gather at their monastery in the foothills of the Durncrag Mountains on Famarns. Jesus. Whew. In order to reaffirm their fealty to the god Kai and to the summer-lending house of Ulnar. Kai journeymen and envoys have traveled far to return in time for the celebrations marking the beginning of a new year in Summerland. You are a young Kai cadet called Silent Wolf. That's our name.
Okay. Well,
our parents, that's our government, dude. Our parents are like, I don't know, fuck.
Silent Wolf. Yeah. It's good. It makes them sound hard.
Yeah. This is the name you were given by, oh, never mind.
Okay, it's our cool code name.
Yeah. This is the name you were given by your Kai masters when first you entered the monastery. What, they just walk in, it's like they're walking through the door like, weird crab, stupid duck, Silent Wolf.
Yeah.
You're like, yes!
The other two guys are like, what the fuck? It's like, you shouldn't have walked in like this.
Or like, yeah, weird duck.
All right, yeah, you're noisy wolf now. I don't like you.
You are initiate in the noble order, and this will be your 8th year. The 8th year you have taken part of the Femarn ceremony. Your feelings of pride and excitement are the same now as they were when you first arrived here from your home in the village of Daeg, a little over half your short lifetime ago. The past few days have been an exciting time for you and your fellow cadets. The journeymen have been recounting their tales of battles won and quests fulfilled in distant lands. On this fateful morning, you have been sent to collect firewood in the forest as a punishment for your inattention in class. As you are, we're a real goofs and gallants situation.
Yeah, right. It's like, we're loving all of the things. We're having a great time. Also, I'm being punished.
Silent Wolf, speak up.
Yeah. As you are preparing to return, you see to your horror a vast black cloud of black leathery creatures swoop out of the western skies and engulf the monastery. The Dark Lords, ancient enemy of the Summerlending, are attacking. War has begun. Dropping the wood, you race to the battle that has already begun. But in the unnatural dark, you stumble and strike your head on a low tree branch.
Boink.
As you lose consciousness, the last thing that you see in the distant shadows is the walls of the monastery and its warding tower, the crystal beacon, crashing to the ground. Many hours pass before you awake. With tears in your eyes, you now survey the scene of destruction. Raising your face to the clear sky, you swear vengeance on the Dark Lords for the massacre of the Kai warriors, and with a sudden flash of realization, you know what you must do. You must set off on a perilous journey to the capital city to warn the king of the terrible threat that now faces his people. For you are now the last of the Kai. You are now Lone Wolf.
So you were a cadet
Yeah.
getting firewood, and now you're like, oh shit, I guess I'm a Kai master now.
Yeah, it's just by default.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
This is that thing like in Game of Thrones early seasons where they don't have the budget to show the big battle, and so they're like, "Oh, the guy got knocked out," and then just sees the aftermath.
Yeah. I do love, like, how is he going to explain to people, like, why you're the last one?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I was fucking around in class. Mm-hmm. They sent me to the woods to fucking get some sticks, hit my head on a tree branch, passed out, and then I woke up and everyone was dead.
We should make up a better story when we see the king. It's like, I was meditating in the forest. I was doing that cool new yoga stuff that we all do.
There's literally no other option.
All right, so we have to roll some stats. We'll roll them. There's 2 stats, combat skill and endurance. Combat skill is our fighting ability, much like in Fighting Fantasy, but it's a little bit different in this game, and then endurance is our hit points. They have this handy dandy little chart. I guess I can turn it around so you can, it's a better look for you. There we go. And we're supposed to pick a number at random, so I'm going to close. They tell me specifically to close my eyes and then point at a number on the thing. Did I hit it?
Yes, you did. I was trying to catch your
That's good.
pencil.
I am going to pick both numbers, and then I'm going to decide where I want to put them.
That sounds good too.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Beej, move the paper around, get him a good number.
Oh, hit an 8. That's
5 and an 8. Well, I'm going to make my combat skill an 18.
Great.
Because that's what we do. And then the endurance will be a 25. Because you take the one number, add 10, and that's your combat skill. And then you take the other number and add 20, and that's your hit points.
Sweet.
We're kind of thick.
Yeah.
It says you have to close your eyes and put your pencil down. It doesn't say whether somebody else whose eyes are open can move the piece of paper around.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
I checked in the book. It doesn't say anything about that.
I can't tell where he's aiming. I can only just kind of make a rough, because I can't see in 3 dimensions. I'm just trying to keep it under his pencil is all I'm doing. So.
All right. There's also basically 5 passive traits, passive abilities that we have to pick out of a list of 8. I'm just going to go over them real quick.
Okay.
Not really talk about them a ton, but they make sense when you hear them.
Okay.
So the Kai disciplines are camouflage, which lets us hide, basically. And these are all used at certain points in the adventure.
Oh.
So which ones you pick, there's 3 that you're not going to get. I think it's like there's 8 of them, or 9. I think there's a certain number. There's 9.
Okay.
9 disciplines, you get to pick 5.
Cool.
There's camouflage, hunting, which means anytime they ask us to eat, we don't have to have food.
Ah.
So that's pretty good,
Yeah, I like
think.
that.
Because being an old RPG, they do love...
Just making you starve to death?
Yeah, you didn't have any food.
Yeah.
Because every time they prompt you to eat and you don't have any food, you lose 3 hit points. There's sixth sense, which is not the Haley Joel Osment kid.
No.
It's it just lets you sense strange things.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's spider sense, basically. There's tracking, which is tracking.
Okay.
I don't know, you're just good at tracking things. There's healing, lets you heal.
That seems great.
Knock on this book, by the way. I'm kind of pissed about this one. So they have this whole thing about the 5 disciplines, right?
Yeah.
There's like, you got to pick 5. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I turned the page, and there's just all these weapons. And they're like, oh, you got to pick a weapon. But then you turn the page, and the rest of the disciplines are in between. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Who? I just want to talk to them.
That had to be a layout thing. That had to be the thing where it's like, oh, we have to like make a certain number of pages line up or some crazy shit. Yeah. Huh.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Because you get to the weapons, you're like, well, this must be the last thing I have to do.
Yeah. I was like, well, if I only get to pick 5, I'll just take all 5 of these. It's pretty easy.
Right. Absolutely.
And the other disciplines are Mind Shield. Mind Shield lets you protect you from losing any endurance points when you're subjected to this form of attack, like basically when they attack you using psychic force.
Okay.
So anybody that shoots you with mind bullets, you're like, nah, dog, I'm good. And you block it. Mind Blast. This skill enables the Kyler to, when you're attacking an enemy, use the force of their mind.
I think weapon skill is one of the disciplines.
Oh, is it?
Oh, is it?
Chat's also saying
It
that
says
too.
if weapon skill is to be one of your Kai disciplines.
Oh, never mind. I didn't read everything. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So we can have a weapon skill or not. Gotcha.
And you cannot carry more than 2 weapons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mind Blast adds +2 to our combat skill.
So if you happen to have that weapon, it adds 2 to your combat skill.
Oh, okay.
It notably does not give you that weapon, though.
Yeah, you don't get the weapon.
Okay.
You're just good at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were out in the woods. Like, there's a reason why you don't have a weapon. You're
Yeah.
just picking up sticks.
Yeah.
And then Mind Blast, Animal Kinship, which just means you're good with animals. And then Mind Over Matter, which means you can move small objects with your mind. Which is we're picking that one
yeah,
first.
absolutely.
Yeah, Mind Over Matter is great.
So I'm a cadet, and I've taught myself telekinesis, and I can move little coins and rocks around on the ground. Isn't that cool? It's like,
And
you
so
want to start with hunting? Maybe it's like no.
So between books 1 and 2, you'll be able to add another Kai discipline.
Yeah, you get more as you continue because these books, all the stuff we find in this book, carries over to the next one.
Nice.
So
wow.
Yeah, they do specifically state there's some items that are red herrings and they don't do anything. So
Great.
decide carefully. It's like, what do you mean decide carefully? It's just a coin flip.
Yeah.
There's no careful.
Either I need it or I don't. Right.
Like, I don't know. Sure, I'll keep this one. You know. I think we take hunting for sure because I ain't starving out in the woods.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then, do we want to take we should take a weapon skill, right? But the weapon, you pick the weapon skill and then you have to pick the weapon at random.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't get to actually
shit,
choose
that's
it.
awesome.
So I'll
Okay.
take a weapon skill and then I'm going to do this. Close my eyes.
Number 4.
Number 4. It's a mace.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because in the one that's on screen, it's Warhammer.
Yeah.
But
All right.
the one we have in the book, it's a mace. So that's
All
what
right.
it's going to be.
Done and
Not
done.
like it matters.
Weapon skill, mace.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 more selections. I don't really want to take the mind bullets for some reason.
That's fair. Yeah.
Mind Blast.
I feel like the healing one.
I'm thinking
could
about
be, but Mind
Otaku
Shield-
Jeff as as a character.
Yeah.
You know, as a fully fleshed out living being, and I don't think he'd be a mind blast gamer.
Does he kind of does Otaku Jeff make choices that don't like link up with each other? Like he just says that looks cool. I want a mind shield. Like is that the kind of guy he
just
is?
seemingly at random.
That he's just kind of like, oh, that sounds awesome. I want to do
mean,
that. Like is that his drive?
Mind Shield makes you completely invulnerable to mind blasts from your opponent.
Yeah.
That seems kind of dope.
Yeah, we're gonna take a mind shield, and then
Haha.
we will take. I'm gonna take Sixth Sense. He's just a mind gamer.
Yeah, it sounds.
Otaku Jeff is not affected by lesser minds.
His brain is actually too big.
I like this idea.
Yeah.
He's this whole mind kind of dude, and then he's like, also I have this mace.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
doing the thing he's threatening you. He's like, yeah. All right. So equipment. You start with your backpack, and you have 1 meal. So we got 1 meal.
All right.
Meal.
Didn't really plan ahead, but that's
No.
okay.
Then he's gonna get firewood. You know.
You also have a leather pouch in which you keep your money. To find out how much money you have, pick a number on the random table. I do like how in this book they're like 0 means 0. Like if you
okay.
they're like if you pick 0, it's 0.
Yeah,
honey.
good.
Okay,
So it's 9 is the best number.
Yeah.
Is that like consistent throughout?
Could be. Holy shit.
8. We're rich.
Nice.
All right. Just like pay somebody to do the whole mission for you.
You can only carry 50 coins.
So you
Maximum.
have 8 coins right now?
Yeah,
Oh, hey, you have a green tunic.
and a green tunic.
Okay.
We're Link.
Yeah.
Lunk.
He's a Link cosplayer.
So the backpack items, we only have what we like this limited amount of space. We can't fit anything else.
Okay.
So it's like once we fill up this, we have to swap stuff out. Meal should be on here because meal's a different. Oh, that's a good eraser.
So how many
thank God.
how many slots do you have in your backpack?
We have 8 slots.
8 slots.
Thank you, Princess Otto, for making decent pencils.
Not sponsored.
Not a sponsor.
You want to measure something on a 2x4 or what, brother?
I thought, in case you lost all your pencils, I'd give you another option. Real sturdy option.
My dad had these pencils, but they were all fucking this long.
What?
Like every one of them.
He just kept going until they
Yeah.
were. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
He liked them little. Rules for so there are rules for combat. You're probably not going to be able to see it too well here, but basically the way it works is you take your combat skill, compare it to the enemy's combat skill, and take the differential. And then on this chart, there's a differential from like lower to -10, -9, -7. Like if you I'm an 18, so if my opponent's like a 20, then it's a differential of -2.
Right.
And so what we do is we pick a random number, and then down the left side it tells us like where we go. So it's like if it's -2 and we rolled a 4, then the enemy loses 5 hit points and we lose 4.
Okay.
So it's like not like in Fighting Fantasy where you rolled back and forth, which was weird and tedious. This is just like you roll once.
This is what the round looks like.
I kind of like the round like taking hit points off both of you because that's like combat, right?
Yeah.
We're both tussling,
Trying
and
to
stuff.
hurt each other.
Yeah. So
And I like, if your combat ratio is really high and you roll well, it's just a straight up kill.
yes.
It's just a one shot. Now, on my sheet here,
Yeah.
I've got, it says you've got like a axe and you've got like, you find some stuff in the ruins of the monastery. Do you not have that on yours?
No. No, sir. Maybe.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe when we begin, it'll start to like be a little clearer about that. But
No, it doesn't say anything like that to
All
me.
right.
Yeah, it says all you possess is an axe, noted under weapons in your action chart, and a backpack containing 1 meal. And then you got a leather pouch containing gold to find out how much, blah, blah, blah. And then it says you discover amidst the smoking ruins of the monastery a map of the place showing the capital city. And far to the east, and then you find one of the following either. You get like
there's lots of things you could find.
Oh, yours is way better. All right. What do we get to pick? We get to pick one of those?
well, this is another random one. So you find
One
something.
of the following.
You find one of the following. So random.
Okay.
Do a random choice.
Okay.
Landed on 4.
4.
Chainmail waistcoat
Oh, sick.
adds 4 endurance points to your total.
Chain. Waistcoat. That's +4 to endurance? Damn. We're kind of thick.
Yeah.
And we have an axe?
Yes, you have an axe. A 5 would have gotten you a mace, which would have been useful.
Oh,
but
well.
Yeah, well.
Eh.
All right. I think
have a
that's
map.
all sorted, right?
I think that's that. If it matches up with that,
Yeah.
I wonder if they're.
the chainmail waistcoat is called a special item, which I guess means that it doesn't go under your.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't go in your
backpack.
backpack. It's something you're wearing.
Oh, I see.
So.
Like there,
Yeah.
you could have gotten like a healing potion, which is a backpack item.
Okay. So that's a special item.
Where does the axe go? Like, is it hung off of our hip?
It
in the
is a
backpack?
weapon. There's a
Oh, it's
weapon
here.
section.
Yeah, there's a weapon section.
Okay. The axe counts as a weapon for us.
So axe, special item,
Chainmail waistcoat.
chain. I'm just gonna say chainmail. +4 END. You ever realize how bad your writing is?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's why I type stuff.
Yeah. I do love on the character sheet, it says quiver, question mark, and then there's like yes/no, and that's it. That's like, I don't.
I
So?
guess you find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. All right,
There's-
are we ready to start?
Yeah, and there's a little thing here that says it's like where these things are held, if that becomes necessary.
None of this is in the book, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
I
don't
wonder
have any
if
of that.
this is.
That's
I want-
updated though, right?
I wonder if this is updated or if your book is updated.
I'm assuming that's updated because this is probably the original printing.
Could
I
be.
don't
mean, this
know.
is the new art, so maybe this is also revision, and this could be like an adaptation.
But I mean, it's not new art in the book. It's all the old art.
Right.
Looks like anyway.
The republished version has an updated start.
Oh, the book is the latest? Oh.
Interesting, but this is based on the original. Oh well, we'll see. We'll go from the book unless the website has something cool.
We're all ready to start? Everybody comfortable?
I'm feeling good.
We're good? All right. You must make haste, for you sense it is not safe to linger by the smoking remains of the ruined monastery. The Blackwing bees could return at any moment. You must set out for the summer-lending capital of Holmgard and tell the king the terrible news of the massacre. That the whole what is that word?
Elite?
Elite? Yeah, the whole elite of the Kai, save yourself, have been slaughtered. Without the Kai lords to lead the regiments of the Summerlanding armies, Summerland will be at the mercy of their ancient enemy, the Dark Lords. Fighting back tears, you bid farewell to your dead kin, your fellow Kai initiates, Rain Dove, Steel Sky, and Snow Falcon, your own tutor, Master Starfire, the leader of your order, Grandmaster Braveblade, and so many others. Silently, as Silent Wolf, you promise that their deaths will be avenged. You turn away from the ruins and carefully descend the steep track. At the foot of the hill, the path splits into two directions, both leading into a large wood. If you possess the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense and wish to use it, turn to 141. If you do not possess the Kai discipline, or if you choose not to use it, you may follow the right path into the wood. Turn to 85. If you wish to take the left track instead, turn to 275.
Oh, so it's not even a coin flip. You have three choices.
Three choices. It's a thrice flip.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we use our Sixth Sense and we'll go to 141.
Hell
You
yeah.
spent the effort.
Yeah.
Might as well.
141. If they kill me for this, I
It's like-
would stand up and clap.
My sixth sense is if I turn left, I'm going to
applaud.
die.
You go down then you go down the left track and you fall in a pit and you die.
Yeah.
And you go down the right track and you jump over a pit and you live. Yeah.
Hooray! Your Kai Sixth Sense warns you that some of the Kron and Giaks that attack the monastery are now searching the two forest paths, looking for anyone who may have survived their attack. Now you are aware of the danger. Make your decision which way to go. If you want to go along the left fork of the forest track under the cover of the surrounding trees, turn to 56. If you would prefer to cut through the heavier foliage towards the northeast, turn to 333. So, really, they didn't tell us anything. They were like, oh, they're patrolling both paths, so now pick a path.
See, because they give us two different options, south and the foliage.
Yeah.
I guess
It's the same numbers,
Yeah.
but I mean, I guess you know that you have. I guess what this is telling you is that you might want to be careful.
So I have to think about old, messed up RPG thought processes.
because this was originally
I have to put
published-
myself in the seat of someone who wants you to lose.
Yeah.
They want me to lose.
Yeah.
So heavy foliage implies that I'm going to get stuck or something. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to get tired and I'm going to lose endurance. You know?
You drop your axe or something like
Yeah.
that.
But the other one sounds too easy,
Yeah.
right?
Because now you know about it. So
Yes.
you'd probably just be like, oh, I'll know that I'm going to be attacked.
Yes. So, with that new information,
This is the like Princess Bride. I must take what I know of you and divide it by what I know.
yeah, I think heavy foliage is probably what I'm going to go.
So
I mean, it
333?
doesn't matter. It's 333. So, God, some of this art's good. I can't wait. You've cut your way through the thick undergrowth for nearly half an hour when you hear the beat of wings high above the trees. Looking up, you can just make out the shape of a Kron approaching from the north. It is one of the monsters that attacked the monastery, and on its back are two gray-skinned creatures armed with long spears and wearing dull red uniforms. These are mountain Giaks, evil servants of the Dark Lords, full of hatred and malice. You recall what you were taught about these beings by Master Stormhawk, your old Kai tutor who was sadly killed during a mission in the Dern Crags. Many centuries ago, their ancestors were used by the Dark Lords to build the infernal city of Helgedad, which lies in the volcanic wastelands far beyond the Derncrag range of mountains. The construction of the city was long and torturous, and only the strongest of the Giaks survived the furnace-like heat and poisonous atmosphere of Helgedad. Hidden by the trees, you freeze, keeping absolutely still as the Kran passes overhead and disappears toward the south. When you are sure it is gone, you move off once again into the forest. Damn, he's good.
All right.
Nice.
Turn to 131.
I love that in my version,
Yep.
it doesn't have all the stuff about like your mentor and that like it doesn't have stuff. It's just like gives you that info, but it doesn't say who told you it.
It's like very short and to the point. It's like, yes,
This is what this is, and this is where
you
they
know
live.
this thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but it doesn't
but
have
feel
like
sad about your
Master Stormhawk told you this. Yeah.
Grandmaster Beyblade.
God, I love Grandmaster Beyblade. You've covered about a mile of thick woodland when you hear a curious noise coming from somewhere beyond the trees ahead. It is a sharp crack, like the sound of a distant thunderclap. There is a pause for a few moments before you hear it again. You stop to listen, and your keen hearing detects other sounds, the clank of armor and the angry shouts of Giax. Forewarned of possible danger, you advance through the trees with caution now until you reach the edge of a wide clearing. The ground beyond is littered with the remnants of ancient buildings which have been leveled and eroded by the passing of many centuries. You have visited this place on one previous occasion and recognize it as the ruins of Ramus, an ancient forest settlement and temple that was constructed during the age of the Old Kingdoms. A war party of Giax, some 25 to 30 strong, is attacking the temple sanctorium, the one structure in all of Ramus that remains partially intact. A similar number of Giax lie dead or dying among the broken pillars of ancient marble that surround the inner temple, but, despite their heavy losses, the enemy are maintaining their assault against whatever it is that lies hidden inside. Suddenly, a bolt of blue lightning rips through the front rank of Giax, sending the armor-clad creatures tumbling in all directions. A Giac, taller than the others and dressed from head to toe in black chainmail, curses at his faltering troops and whips them forward again with a barbed flail. With your weapon ready... Oh, yeah, I have a weapon. I have an axe. Yeah. You leave the tree line and enter the ruins. The tumble of fallen columns and broken moss-covered walls provide you plenty of cover in which to hide from the Giacs. You are able to make your way unseen to a ring of broken pillars encircling... Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love old fantasy art, man.
I'm glad you've got the same picture.
That's a young man.
That's a young man. And from here you try to catch a glimpse of their defenders. To your amazement, the inner temple is being defended by a young man no older than yourself. That's a fucking young man with some years on him, brother.
Yeah,
Those are some hard miles. Damn. You recognize his sky blue robes embroidered with moons and stars. He is a young member of the Magicians Guild of Toran, an apprentice in magic. Whipped on by their leader, the Giacs clad in dull red uniforms make a desperate frontal attack upon the sanctorium with their spears held in readiness to stab the apprentice magician. You catch a fleeting glimpse of his blue robes as he hurriedly retreats to the rear of the inner temple ruins. Then you see him turn and raise his left hand just moments before a bolt of blue flame shoots out from his fingertips into the snarling Giac soldiers, scattering them to the ground. Close to where you are hiding, you see a purple-clad Giac scuttle past and climb one of the pillars at the rear of the sanctorium. He has a long curved dagger in his mouth, and he is getting ready to jump on the young wizard standing below. If you wish to shout a warning to the wizard, turn to 241. If you wish to run forward and intercept the Giac when he jumps, turn to 55. If you wish to pick up a chunk of temple marble and throw it at the Giac's head, turn to 302. Or, if you'd rather turn and leave the battle area and run back into the woods, turn to 101.
Hell yeah, we're talking Jeff.
He seems to have this under control.
Yeah, shit, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
Your book has like a lot more detail. It's got like, the color of their uniforms and all this kind of stuff. Whereas this the version I have is a little doesn't have quite so much
description.
It's good.
Thanks, Clockwork.
Clockwork, you little shithead. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's good of you.
He's got it all under control. 101.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm good, dog. Look, I gotta get to the capital. I don't have time to be messing around with magicians.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What? He's got it? That's not cowardice. That's me. I got a mission, okay?
Yep.
Only thing that matters is getting to that capital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I can't. You're the one who has to make choices.
The noise of battle soon fades behind you, but the ensuing silence is broken by a voice in your head that accuses you of being a coward.
That's Chad.
That's Grandmaster Beyblade. Oh, I see you're a coward, young lone wolf. Way to live up to your cadet training.
And deserting a fellow human in danger. You try to rid yourself and your nagging conscience by telling yourself that your mission is far more important.
Hell yeah.
Master Beyblade is like a force ghost, just kind of watching you, being like, just shaking his head.
Yeah. What if Yoda was really disappointed in you? You know? Just really, not mad, just disappointed. And that not only is the life of the young magician in peril, but the lives of all your countrymen depend on you reaching the capital alive. Suddenly, the sight of a Giak war party in the distance makes you quickly take cover and hide, but it is too late. They have spotted you, and you must run as fast as you can.
Help me, wizard!
Help me!
He shows up, he's like, I didn't know you were in trouble. I'm glad I could stop and help you. It's the only decent thing you would do for another fellow human. It's like, yeah. Right.
I know you do the same for me.
Yeah! Totally!
All right.
As you race through the trees, you can hear the horrible cackle of the Giaks close behind you. Soon the trees start to thin out, and directly ahead of you, you see a rocky hillside. If you wish to break from the cover of the trees and climb up the hill, turn to 311. If you decide to change direction and continue your run through the forest, turn to 77.
We don't have camouflage or anything, so...
Yeah, what do we have? Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have taken all those mind powers.
Yeah, the Giaks could be like...
I took a bunch of mind powers and making sure I don't starve in the woods, and that's it. And I guess I can hit things with my mace, which I do not have.
You don't have. Yeah.
I'm feeling 311.
Okay.
We're going to run for the rocky outcropping. The hillside is steep, and the earth is loose and slippery. You chance a swift glance over your shoulder and see the two Giaks emerge from the tree lines. They start to climb after you. About halfway from the peak of this hill, you spot a cave to your right. Its entrance has been almost totally hidden by a landslide. If you have the Kai discipline of camouflage, turn to 324. If you wish to try to hide in the cave, turn to 279. If you decide to ignore the cave and continue your climb to the peak of the hill, turn instead to 47. We didn't take camouflage, right?
We did not.
No.
You gonna gain the high ground?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try climbing.
All right.
47 seems nice. That's perfect.
Could be treasure in that cave.
Yeah, but there could be treasure at the top of the mountain too.
You're right,
Beej.
exactly. They always put a treasure chest at the top of the mountain, right? Yeah. To give you a reason to go up there.
Yeah. Everyone who's ever played a video game is like, there's no treasure in that cave, it's up.
Yeah, there'll be a rock up there, you lift it up. Yeah.
Breathless and sweating, you claw your way toward the summit of the hill. Suddenly, a large winged shadow passes across. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of flying
these things.
Yeah.
Like we both realized that at the same time.
Dinger, there's flyers. Oh man.
Who could have predicted such a thing?
Yeah. Suddenly, a large winged shadow passes across the hillside. You look up to see a Kron circling the peak above. Behind you, the Gyaks are quickly gaining ground. Do you stand and fight the Gyaks where you are, using the high ground to your advantage? If so, turn to 136. Or do you grit your teeth and press onward to the peak of the hill? Turn to 322. Well, we've already established that we're a runner, so I'm going to keep running.
Okay.
322. Keep running.
Maybe we can, like, catch and ride a cron.
It's like Monster Hunter. Like,
yeah.
We whistle. And bird comes fix us up. After what seems an eternity of struggling, you reach the peak of the steep hill. Behind you, above the canopy of trees, you can see the still smoldering remains of the Kai Monastery. It is hard to cope with the idea that just yesterday here rose the magnificent Tower of the Sun, where the Kai Masters had their halls of learning, overlooking the training park where you were taught so many things and played Greel. What the fuck is Greel? And the initiates dormitories where you had your personal possessions.
It's like strip poker, I think.
Dude, I love thinking like, man, remember when I had personal possessions? You know? Remember when I had
my backpack?
Yeah, remember when I had like something in my pocket, you know? like a ladle, like not a ladle, a dreidel, like a top, top I could spin for fun, you know?
Yeah.
Stick and hoop. You know? I had a stick and hoop.
We used to play marbles, me and the boys.
The boys are playing marbles. We're getting litty playing marbles. To the north, a column of jet black smoke rises high into the sky. Small orange tongues of flame flicker at its base. Your heart sinks as you realize that the distant port of Torin is ablaze. Suddenly, a piercing cry above warns you that a Quran is swooping around and getting ready to attack. It is about 30 yards away and diving for the kill. If you choose to stand and fight the creature, turn to 17. If you decide to evade its attack and slide down the other side of the hill, away from the Quran's approach, turn to 89. Well, I'm going to fight it here.
All right.
I've decided. I wonder if that wizard's okay.
I mean, he's
We'll never know.
He's from Torin, right?
Oh, yeah, magician's something of Torin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did say that word.
You raise your weapon to strike at the beast as the razor-fanged mouth snaps shut, just inches from your head. Buffeted by the beating of its wings, you find it difficult to remain standing. Deduct 1 point from your combat skill while you fight the aerial horror. But we still do... So its combat skill is 16, and our combat skill now is 17, because we had an 18, but it's -1.
Right.
We're going to show you the combat, but we're just going to shoot the bird with our gun. I just think like this doesn't... Like, we can't lose, so there's no point in going through it. But basically the way it works, so we look at this chart, we have a +1 differential. So then I pick a random number.
8.
8. And then we look at the +1 and the 8, and the monster takes 11, and we take 0.
So...
Get smoked, dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically how it works. But, I mean...
He's got 24 hit points,
Yeah.
so you would do it again.
We do it again. Mm-hmm. Then we call him stupid,
Yeah.
and we shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
What do we win? Is there loot?
Satisfaction of a job well done, Beej. You know? So...
But you now have you do have to do a random number thing here.
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
So
If
0...
you kill the creature, you quickly descend the far side of the hill and avoid the Giax. Pick a number on the random number table, and then we will see. So I'm assuming 0 is really good. Or it might be really bad.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no way of telling. I
There's
don't
no
know
way,
why
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I hope I get a 0.
Yeah.
So 3 to 9 is the most common one, but we'll see.
You picked 6.
All right.
Oh, yeah. 6. Oh, it's
Yeah, I
3, 9.
flipped it
So
upside down for
316. 316.
316.
Talk about your Psalms. In your haste to avoid the enemy, you catch your foot in a tree root, and you get pitched head over heels in a tumble of dust and leaves. Crashing through the undergrowth at the base of the hill, you quickly pick up your weapon and run into the thick forest. The Kron is no longer circling above, but you can make out the silhouette of 2 Giax that are standing on the peak of the hill behind. Wiping away the sweat and grime from your eyes, you wince when you discover that you have a large bruise on your forehead. Lose 1 endurance point.
Aww. Ooh.
Boo. My endurance points. They don't matter, but still, I'll change the number.
Yeah.
You know? Without further delay, you quicken your pace as you push your way deeper into the woodland. You know, that actually worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah. You killed
Really?
a big bird and got a bird.
Killed a wizard, too.
Yeah.
We got a twofer.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put that on my resume.
Yeah. Says here you killed a wizard? Well, I ran away when they were in time of need.
Yeah.
You know?
Through the action of inaction, I
Yeah.
allowed a wizard to come to harm.
For liability reasons, you did not kill the wizard.
I have been advised not to interact with the situation. 331.
331. Okay.
Surrounded by thorny briars and closely knitted tree roots, you see the entrance to a tunnel disappearing into the hillside beyond. It is approximately 7 feet in height and just over 10 feet wide. As you get closer, you can feel a slight breeze coming from the inky blackness. If the other end of this tunnel emerges on the far side of the hill, it could save you many hours of difficult climbing. But you are also wary of the fact that it could be harboring unknown dangers. If you wish to enter the tunnel, turn to 170. If you decide to climb the hillside, turn to 280. I think we're going in, brother. What's the worst that could happen? Giant ants? A worm?
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
Giant
weird
worm.
perverted troll?
Ooh.
Those are
tempt me
all
with a
the
good
things
time.
that could happen.
Yeah. A weird, overly sexual porcupine? Or hedgehog? It was a hedgehog. Yeah. That's for the real heads, you know?
Yeah.
The tunnel is dark and the air is much cooler than the outside. You carefully advance with one hand on the tunnel wall to aid your sense of direction. You have been in total darkness for 3 minutes when you detect the foul smell of decay ahead, similar to rotting meat. If you have a torch and a tinderbox in your backpack, you may light the torch to see your way ahead. Suddenly, something heavy drops from the tunnel ceiling onto your head, or onto your back, and you fall to your knees. It is a burrow crawler, and you must fight it, for it is trying to strangle you with its long, slimy tentacles.
Oh, can we one-shot this thing too?
Ew!
Wow.
That art's great. God, dude, 80s fantasy art is the best.
It is a burrow crawler.
I kind of love that it's like a worm ant. So you kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
Giant worm.
Also, when we moved to this thing, I just immediately saw the picture, and then this is a burrow crawler. It is trying to strangle you.
I love how they said that in the text,
Yep.
in the description, and then you turn the page and you look at the picture, and the description of the picture is what they just said. They're
Yep.
like, it is a burrow crawler, and it is trying to strangle you.
Good captions.
You moron.
You take nothing else away from this encounter.
Just know, it is a burrow crawler, and it is trying to what?
Strangle you.
me. Very good.
Oh, it's immune to animal kinship.
Damn.
I mean, you don't have that, but still, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. If you have a torch, its flickering flame will aid you during its combat, for the eyes of the burrow crawler are especially sensitive to light. Add 2 points to your combat skill for the duration of the fight. The burrow crawler is immune to mind blast and animal kinship.
Oh, because in their version, if you don't have a torch, you have to take points off your combat skill.
Yeah.
But we're playing this version.
So in my head,
We
the
have a
burrow
gun.
crawler drops down, lands on our back, and it grabs us, and we're like, oh! And the burrow crawler goes, what is that, Old Spice? And then it just leaves.
It finds your odor somewhat contentious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
Summer breeze, Old Spice. Bleh. And then it leaves. Okay?
All right.
Good dog.
So
Gross.
we win.
319.
I do like all of these things. They're like, if you win, turn to 319. Like, there's nothing else. Because it's like, if you didn't win, you're
die.
dead.
Yeah.
So there's no need.
Okay. The carnivorous creature lets out a ghastly death cry and falls still. In a panic state, you scramble to your feet and grab what you believe to be your belt from the slimy jaws of the dead beast. I think that's my belt.
It's going after after our belt.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What is the monster? I think I would freak out if I was in a dark tunnel,
Yeah.
and it tackles me,
Yeah.
and then it just goes,
Yeah.
pulls my belt off.
Like, whoa.
Help! Help!
That was awfully particular.
Like my belt! You can see a faint light in the distance, and you run toward it as fast as you are able. When finally you emerge into the daylight, you fall into the leafy ground and fight for breath in painful gasps. Slowly sitting upright, you notice you are still wearing your belt. It had not been lost during the combat after all. What you grabbed from the jaw of the burrow crawler was a leather strap with a small pouch and a sheathed weapon, fixed halfway along it. You break open the clasp to find it contains 20 gold crowns.
yeah.
You may take both the dagger and the crowns if you wish. Feeling a little calmer now, you gather together your equipment and push on eastward into the forest. So, we got 20 bucks,
Yeah.
Nice.
and we got a dagger. So we have an axe and a dagger. But
In which I believe you can only have 2 weapons.
Yeah.
But so you may have to
throw
drop
one
one
of
at some
those
point. But nice.
I mean, we won't drop anything until we find a mace. We're good.
We lit up a worm and took his belt.
Yeah. Beat his ass. Give me that Gucci belt.
If
What is that?
where on a worm would it wear the belt?
That's true. If
What
it's
is,
like,
what is the waist of a
Between
worm?
its segments?
is it the same thing as like if a dog wore pants? Would they look like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Would it wear the belt just long ways? Like just
it's like around itself. Its face. Well, it says you pulled it out of its mouth, so that just kind of check it. It's just a belt, long way, all the way around.
back to the very tip of the tail.
Yeah, my man's eating corn the long way. All right, so we got a dagger. We're heading eastward into the forest. Turn to 157.
All right.
So you've you got a good chunk of money now.
Yeah, we're rich.
28 gold or something?
And you know what? That's 20 gold we wouldn't have if we stayed and helped the nerd back in the forest.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
The forest begins to thin out until finally you can make out a road through the trees ahead. The highway is full of people heading south. Many are wheeling their possessions along on handcarts. If you wish to join the refugees and perhaps learn more of what has happened in the north, turn to 30. If you would prefer to continue to move south, but under the cover of the trees, turn to 167. I'm going to keep heading alone. I'm not mingling with the common folk. I am the only member of the Kai monastery left.
They don't call you Wolf who hangs out with a lot of people.
Yeah. They don't call me Yapper Wolf, you know?
That is also an hour. Did you want to see what happens at this point?
Yeah, maybe we should take a quick commercial break.
Alrighty.
3 minutes. Everybody get up, stretch. I probably will get more water, and then we'll be good to go. All right. We'll see you in 3 minutes. Hello, and welcome back to Dice Friends. Once again, my name is Adam. This is Beej of Paul and Tech.
Hello.
So, we masterfully escaped the gloom burrow crawler, burrow crawler, as it tried to take our belt off. It's weird.
We thought it was taking your belt off.
Yeah.
That's why we panicked and killed it. So we panicked and shot it, and then realized that the belt that was in its mouth wasn't ours.
Yeah.
So
really, it's a serial belt puller. All right. The forest begins to thin out until finally you make out a road. It was 157, right?
157, and then we were going to choose to move alone
Oh, we're going alone. So 167. We're going alone. I don't want to hang out with people. I'm good, dog. You have been traveling through the woodland for about a mile when suddenly you notice two legs sticking out from behind a large boulder.
Nice.
There's no art, man.
No.
If you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of 6th Sense, turn to 178.
Well, you made the best idea here, yeah.
Yeah. If you wish to take a closer look at those legs.
Gotta check out them gams.
Yeah, why do we gotta say it like
Hey,
that?
lady.
Yeah. If you would rather avoid meeting their owner and press on into the forest, turn to 264. Well, I'm gonna use 6th Sense.
What if it's just legs?
It's true. Sometimes it's just legs. Dude. So 178.
Meeting their owner means that their owner is like either crushed under the boulder or half the body is somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's the magician, isn't it?
Your Kai skill enables you to recognize the boots and leggings of a summer-lending soldier. You can sense that the man is badly wounded and in need of your help. If you wish to aid him, turn to 88. If you'd rather leave him there, turn to 264.
What if we want his boots?
That's true, actually.
I don't know. Should have taken his boots.
Yeah. I'll check it out, but, you know.
You want to help him?
Yeah.
Try to help him?
88. I'll go check it out. See a pair of boots, like, I'm good, dog. Cautiously you approach and peer around the rock to see a soldier lying on his back. By his side is a spear and a shield. On the shield is depicted a white-winged horse and 3 stars. This is the Prince of Summerland's emblem. The man is one of the prince's soldiers, and he is barely conscious. His uniform is badly torn, and you can see that he has a deep wound on his left arm. He has lost a lot of blood. As you move to his side, his eyes flicker open. "Heal me, my liege," he begs. I can barely feel my arm." If you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of healing to this man, turn to 216. If you do not possess the skill, or if you do not want to use it, turn to 31.
Yeah. That is not one of the ones you have?
Nope, that is not one of the ones we picked.
Although I love the idea that you have it, but you're just not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm good, dog. You try and comfort the injured man as best you can, but he is badly wounded and has lost a great deal of blood. Soon he slips away into unconsciousness once more. There is little more you can do for him here. Covering him with his cape, you turn and press deeper into the forest.
He had like a spear and shield and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
we just put a newspaper over him and walked away. Dude.
Aaron, no one will have to look at you now.
Yeah. You don't know, you know? Okay. Good luck. 264. I keep seeing flashes of this art, and I'm like, man. You have covered less than a mile of woodland when you hear the sounds of battle taking place. The noises are to the west of your current location. If you wish to head near to the battle noise, turn to 97. If you decide not to follow the sounds, you can continue on a southerly course through the trees by turning to 6. I want to check it out.
Oh, okay.
Dude, people are fighting.
97.
Could be something cool. Could be another wizard we can ditch, you know?
You're right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to become a serial wizard ditcher.
I was really hoping it was just going to take us right back to the magician again.
He's like, he's still fighting. God, that would be good.
And that Giak,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's the land of the lost.
Still on the pillar, he's like holding that knife.
Yeah. He's like, I haven't jumped yet. I'm making up my mind.
After a short while, you catch a few tantalizing glimpses of the river Uniram through the trees ahead. This major watercourse is one of the 3 great rivers of Summerland. A great bridge was constructed many centuries ago to span the river, and as you push on through the trees, the twin stone towers that guard the approach ramp and gateway to this bridge's monumental span come into view. In the shadow of the towers, there is an area of leveled ground. Holy moly, this is long. Okay.
Sorry, it's funny just because in my version it says, you see a fierce battle raging across a stone bridge.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like 3 pages, man.
Let everyone enjoy this, I guess.
Right.
It must be a big deal.
There's
A wide plaza
background notes.
paved with ancient slabs of granite worn smooth by the passage of years. This paved area is known as the Alima Meter.
Write that down.
It is often served as a meeting and trading place for merchants, but now it is being used for a much more sinister purpose. The Alima Meter is it meter? Is that pronounced meter or miter? M-I-T-R-E? Miter?
I would say miter in this case, yeah.
Is teeming with Giaks and Drakarum assault troops. They are mustering as reinforcements for a fierce battle that is now being waged in the center of the bridge. You judge it would be suicidal to try and cross the Alima Mitre, for it is choked with enemies. You backtrack into the forest and make a wide detour. You soon arrive at a turnpike running parallel to the river. Patiently, you await your chance to race across the road and dive for cover among the bushes opposite. If you had a horse, you leave it in the forest.
Okay.
Yeah, good thing we didn't have a horse.
Yeah, right? Shit.
Once you are sure that you have not been seen, you make your way down to the water's edge. Here you rest for a short while among the tall grasses which fringe the riverbank, marveling at the magnificence of the Alima Bridge. This ancient river viaduct is over 1 mile long, comprised of a series of elegant stone compression arches interrupted at regular interviews by grand towers and huge granite piers. At its center stands the Durnstone. For many centuries, this wide central pier of the Alima Bridge has been used as a marketplace. A fierce battle is now raging on the Durnstone. The clash of steel and the cries of men and beasts echo through the forest. Amidst smoke and flame, you can see the winged horse standards of the Crown Prince of Pelithar. Somehow alerted in time to the invasion, the prince has hurriedly gathered his elite troops and hidden here from the king's citadel in Holmgard. Or ridden here, sorry. You determine that your best hope for survival now lies with the prince and the court guard, and his elite bodyguard. Or his elite bodyguard. If they fall here, your mission has already failed. Under the cover of the tall grasses, you make your way upstream to the nearest of the bridge's 2 gatehouse towers. At the base of each tower, there is an iron ladder which ascends to a loading hatch located just beneath the wide central span of the bridge road. You resolve to climb and enter the nearest tower by way of its loading hatch. From there, a flight of wooden steps ascend to the top of the bridge's gatehouse arch. Upon reaching the top of the stairs, you cross over the gatehouse arch and turn along one of the raised walkways running parallel on either side of the bridge. Using your speed and stealth, you avoid detection by the enemy troops on the bridge road below. You are able to hurry along the walkway toward the guarded entrance to the Durnstone. You stop to observe the battle that is raging in the paved plaza below. In the center of the magnificent square, Prince Palithar's court guards are locked in mortal combat with the Dark Lord's assault troops. The enemy have superior numbers and are trying to force their way through Palithar's line, but the prince's men are fighting like lions and holding them back.
Good job.
Through the smoke and turmoil of this vicious battle, you see the prince locked in combat with a large gray Gurgaz.
It's him.
This scaly creature towers above the other troops and wields its huge black battle axe with terrible effect. Prince Palithar is sheathed in silver plate armor that gleams like a mirror in the sun. His white tabard is emblazoned with a winged horse, his personal emblem, and the razor-sharp blade of his broadsword is embellished with the proud symbols of Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Palithar seems to be winning his deadly duel.
Good to hear. All right.
With the monstrous Gurgaz. Suddenly, the prince falls wounded, a black arrow in his side. If you wish to defend the wounded prince, turn to 255. If you wish to run away, turn to 306. We're fucking running.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's it.
This entire so
Everything you
this
said.
is what it said originally, I guess.
Yeah.
Ahead of you, you see a fierce battle raging across the stone bridge. The clash of steel and cries of men and beasts echo through the forest. In the midst of all the fighting, you see Prince Penethar, the king's son. He is in combat with a large grey Goraz, who is wielding a black axe above his scaly head. Suddenly, the prince falls wounded, a black arrow at his side.
It's like the Cliff Notes version of what
That's
you just
it.
read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed to hear every description. I love how we're
All the stuff about the arrow, all the stuff about the river and
Yeah.
the what the bridge looks like. You went off into the forest and got and left your horse. That's not in here.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you had a horse, it's gone. Also, you chilled inside a bush for a couple and just watched the battle. You're like, it's just people
I'll be
fighting.
safe with this guy. I should just sit here and see how he does.
Yeah, we're out of here, brother. I'm not helping him.
Where are we going then? 206?
306.
306.
Yeah.
The guy who was under the boulder also had a shield with a
Sure did.
He was
with
part
a
of the...
He said he was part of the Prince's Elite Guard, but you know what? He was part of the Prince's Elite Guard. You know?
Yep.
Past tense.
Yep. Now he's Giak food.
Oh no! Suddenly, you are pulled to the ground. 3 Dracarum. When you don't see a turn to page number, you're like, oh, dinger.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you are pulled to the ground. 3 Dracarum have spotted you on the walkway and followed you. You struggle, but it is useless, for there are too many of them for you, and they are very strong. The last thing that you hear is the vicious snarls of Dracarum as they raise their spears. Your life and your mission ends here. What was that page number that we were at?
We need to go back to in 97.
Okay.
Who
So I
would
guess-
have thought that the plan of run away from all conflict
Yeah.
wouldn't have worked? I mean, it did say that he's your only chance.
Yeah. I mean, they did, Paul, but I chose to ignore it. All right, well, we got to help the prince, so 255. That's boring. What do you mean I got to be a good guy? Oh my god, so long. Your heart skips a beat when you see Pelethor scream and falter. Sensing victory is imminent, the Gurgaz raises his great axe and strikes a mighty blow at the prince's visored helm. One of Pelethor's court guards pushes him aside as the black axe whistles down. His swift action saves his wounded lord from being decapitated, but in so doing, he sacrifices his right hand and forearm to the blade of the axe. Hastily, you set off down a broad marble staircase leading to the piazza below at a run, and miraculously, your speed and dexterity carry you through the supporting ranks of the enemy before they realize who you really are. You hurry towards the parapet wall at the end of the Palathar's battle line, to where the enemy is only 3 ranks deep. The Giaks fighting here are oblivious to your deadly approach, and you are able to cut down their rear rank before they can react to your presence. You shout your battle cry, "For Summerland and the Kai!" and use a fallen Giak as a springboard to launch yourself into the air. Aha!
They're very
That's how our character
bouncy.
talks, yeah.
Aha!
Aha! The bloodied line of Pelethor's court guards hear your battle cry above the din of the fighting, and a cheer goes up when they see you come leaping over the enemy's heads.
Oh, it's one of the Kai. The rest of them must not be far behind.
Oh, thank God, did you bring reinforcements? Nope. Just me and an axe and a dagger.
Yep.
I got 28 gold. I got 1 meal.
I like that you're giving them a rundown of everything in your backpack. I've got 28 gold. I've got a meal.
Yeah. You hit the flagstones just beyond the line of court guards and roll over to lessen the impact of your landing. Through the smoke of battle, you see the Gorgaz taking a scything sweep at the wall of court guards now protecting the wounded prince and scattering them like leaves in a storm. The Gorgaz strikes forward and raises his axe once more. Weakened by his arrow wound and powerless to fight back, Pelethor snatches up a discarded shield and raises it to protect himself. The Gorgaz utters a disdainful laugh when it sees Pelethor cowering beneath the shield. Which is probably like, It knows that it will not save the prince from the crushing impact of his razor-sharp axe. With his bodyguard torn and scattered across the ground, only you can save Prince Pelethor now. Without a moment's hesitation, you draw your weapon and attack the mighty Gurgaz. The creature that you now face is one of a race of cold-blooded reptilian creatures that dwell deep in the treacherous Mackenmire swamp. Their favorite food is human flesh.
All right.
Cool.
It's very like kick the dog moment here. Like these things are evil. It's like, okay, I think I got it.
Yeah, I think we understand that it's bad. Jesus. Yeah. The Dark Lords have employed this murderous beast to lead... Employed. Like they're just on the payroll. Like, that's so good.
Yeah, it's all the human flesh you can eat.
Yeah, I'll give you all the human flesh you can eat. Bees to lead their assault on the Alima Bridge, and for 2 reasons. Not only is it fearless and formidable in close combat, but it also exudes a scent, which sends Giax into a state of battle frenzy. Damn, it's musk? They getting all turned up off it?
Eat, fight, fuck, yeah. I like this.
Yeah. Under the influence of this odorless musk, they will fight without fatigue or any regard for their own safety.
Odorless musk?
Yeah, all right.
Solnaris, the prince's broadsword, lies at your feet. You may pick up and use this weapon if you wish. This exceptionally crafted broadsword, a gift from the Magician's Guild to the House of Ulnar, will add +2 to your combat skill when used in combat, or +4 points if you possess the Kai discipline of weapon skill with broadsword.
Damn. So it's just like, it's a named
It's
weapon.
a super sword. Yeah, it's a named weapon.
I like this.
Pick it up, but like backwards, and just use it as a mace.
Yeah.
Just hit people with the hilt of the sword.
The Gurgaz is about to strike at you. You must fight it to the death. So it has a skill of 20, endurance 30. The creature is immune to Mind Blast. So we have a skill of 16. No, we don't have Mind Blast. We didn't take Mind Blast.
I want to know, like, which alchemist did all the research on this Gurgaz to figure out that this odorless stench is what drives these things into a frenzy. That's just like, we notice that when Gurgaz are around, that it's like all the rest of them are freaking the hell out. But when it's not around, they're just kind of like, a little more docile. They're not as battle crazed. Yeah. You're like, well, it's odorless stench. It's like, you want to put some science behind that?
Nope.
Good enough.
It's 1982, Beej. This is like,
And then once again, my version of that just says, you're fighting a Gorgaz. There's a sword there. Go get it.
Damn.
You get no bonuses.
We use the Prince's Sword to cut the Gurgaz's dick off.
Excellent.
We all laugh at it and the enemy scatters.
All right.
Hooray! Yeah. 82.
Yeah, you don't even get any bonuses with the Prince's Sword. It's not even like a named special sword.
Yeah, in your version.
In your version, you don't? Oh. In our version, we get +2?
Yeah.
That's
this
wild.
is like, I guess if you've got like the sword thing, you'll get the bonus, but you don't get an extra bonus.
My Gurgaz has no nose. How does he smell? No one can tell.
The massive Gurgaz crashes dead at your feet, gushing green blood from the mortal wound you have opened in its groin.
No.
No, it says chest.
Thank Christ. I was like, but I believed you, because it's not up there.
Yeah. Its evil followers hiss at you with anger and spite, but then their bravado suddenly evaporates and they flee the Durnstone, turning and running in a chaotic mass towards the safety of Alina Miter. Quickly, the prince's bodyguards regroup to form a protective wall with their shields around you and their wounded leader. Black arrows whistle past your head, parting shots from the hateful enemy. The dying prince looks up into your eyes and says, "Brave young Kai! We came as quickly as haste would allow. The enemy flee, yet they will return, stronger than before. Though we shall deny them a crossing here, they will march upon Holmgard by the Lunga Road."
All right. By the Lunga Road.
His terrible wounds have made his voice goals funny.
Turned him vaguely Eastern European. Oh my God, what's that black arrow do? Jesus. Yeah. Send in the black arrow of European accent. Yeah. His life is fading. Prince Pelithar spends his last breath to say, "Take a message to my father. The king must seek that which is in Dorn or all is lost. Take my horse and ride to my father's citadel. Go quickly, brave Kai. Ride like the wind. May the luck of the gods ride with you."
We got a horse now. We can leave it in the reeds.
You bid a sad farewell to the prince.
Sup?
Later. If you possess Solnaris, the prince's broadsword, you decide to give it back to its legitimate owner. Delete it from your action chart. Jeez, delete it. Delete this. The king sends you a text message. Delete this. Mount his white steed and head south along the forest pass. The battle still rages behind you as the prince's men fight off another assault on the massive bridge. Turn to 235. So we got a horse now.
That's good.
So before when they were like, if you have a horse, leave it. But you're going to get a better horse anyway. So.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I like as you're riding away, like anybody who didn't hear the like death croak of the prince is like, why is that guy just stealing the prince's horse?
That's a good point. Like, hey, wait a second. Nobody said you could take the horse.
He did.
Yeah,
Did
did he? No, he didn't.
He'll back me up.
I saved his life.
He's dead.
Dead.
Yeah, I saved his life. He's dead.
No, he did say take my horse, but yeah, they're never gonna. They can't double check.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I'm gonna have to.
Oh.
But I want the horse.
I'll fight you for it. Do you see what I just killed?
235.
With my gun? The prince's named gun.
He pulls out the long gun like in Batman. The Joker. That's what our character does. He does the long barrel.
Yes.
Shoots the Batwing. Bang! Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
Stop the presses.
Yeah, pulls out the long gun.
Also, theoretically, you just like left another random horse in the woods somewhere.
That's fine.
If you had a horse, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prince's horse is indeed a magnificent animal, fast and sure of foot. You gallop along the forest highway until the noise of battle has disappeared far behind you. You are hungry and must eat a meal during your ride or lose 3 endurance points. I think it says, like, if you have hunting, anytime it asks you to eat, I have to double check, but you just eat because you're a hunter. Skill ensures a Kylord will never starve in the wild. They will always be able to hunt for food, except in areas of wasteland and desert. The skill enables a Kylord to be able to move swiftly and stealthily. If you choose a skill, hunting, no need for a meal when instructed to eat.
Nice.
So okay. So we don't have to eat ever.
Nice.
Unless we're in like a wasteland or something, and then just the meal we have.
Nobody ever actually sees us eat, and all we ever tell people is like, I had a muffin like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I ate a couple hours.
That's not a real meal.
After several miles, the woodland highway comes eventually to a junction where 2 smaller roads head away in opposite directions. There is a wooden signpost lying beside the road. It has recently been hacked down and defaced so that the destinations are no longer legible. If you wish to use your Kai discipline of tracking, turn 254. If you do not possess the skill, you can leave this junction and follow the highway to the left by turning to 32, or you can continue by way of the highway heading off to your right, turning to 146. Left or right, Beej? What are you feeling?
Left.
Okay. Left it is. We're going to 32. You have ridden about 3 miles along this timberland trail when, in the distance, you spot the unmistakable silhouette of 5 large doom wolves. Beej?
Well,
How did we not see that before?
they were quite far in the distance.
What if it's 5 small doom wolves, but they're really close?
This could be a trick of perspective. Yeah.
This is a Lord of the Rings Gandalf at the front of the camera kind of shit. You know?
I'd like to chat in Doom Wolves were saved.
Yeah, those are probably good.
Yeah, do we have animal whatever? We don't have
No.
animal husbandry, whatever.
Riding on their backs are yaks. They seem to be going on ahead to where the path leads down into an open meadow. Suddenly, one of the yaks leaves the others and begins to ride back along the path towards you. If you wish to hide in the undergrowth and let him pass, turn to 160 or 176. If you wish to fight him, turn to 340. I'm fighting his ass.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I'm sick of being bullied.
He's never going to see this coming.
No. There's no way. 340.
I remember this from previous Choose Your Adventure books that you've done.
Yeah.
Never be the first person that Adam encounters in a Choose Your Adventure book.
Yeah. The first person, I'm like, I'm out of here, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The first person is going to get screwed over.
Yeah.
And then the book will sort of force you into being nicer to people.
Yeah.
I remember this from previous books.
I wish you the best on future endeavors, and then I leave. Yeah. I'm like, asked to explain, refuses to explain, leaves.
Hey, look, if we never hear about that wizard again, we can pretend he's still alive.
Yeah,
He's
probably
fine.
still alive. He was doing great.
Yeah.
You gallop forward to meet the oncoming Doom Wolf and Rider, your weapon raised to strike. Gyak sees you and unsheathes his scimitar. You must fight both Gyak and Doom Wolf as one enemy. If you win the fight, turn to 193.
Combat skill 14. I mean, you're like way above him.
I tell the wolf that the Gyak is banging their partner, and the wolf bites the Gyak's face off, and then me and the wolf high five and kiss.
I like that. Yeah.
Get the psychological.
Yeah. And then me and the wolf kiss.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they leave. GG's. Good game. 193.
I have to add that as a thing after kissing the Doom Wolf.
Kiss the dog. Don't you remember that popular song in Little Mermaid, Kiss the Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on in, kiss the dog.
Kiss the dog. Get out of here, you little crab.
Little weirdo. Weird crab.
Why do they call me a weird crab?
No.
It's not funny. They have to leave the room.
No, do not. Hey, don't disparage the name of your Kai brother, Weird Crab.
Yeah.
He was given that name for a reason by Grandmaster Beyblade.
Yeah. The beast and its rider lie dead. You notice a scroll tucked into the Gyak's belt. You may take this if you wish, but remember to mark it on your action chart as a backpack item. The other Doom Wolves are charging along the path toward you. If you wish to fight them, turn to 253. If you wish to escape into the woods, turn to 126.
You gonna take that scroll?
Yeah, I'm going to take that scroll.
I'm not gonna bother reading it. Just
No, I'm just going to put it. I'm just going to take it. Sometimes, Beej, you just need to, like, you don't really need to know what you're taking.
Right.
But the act of taking something is satisfying on a very basic human level.
It's true.
It's like I just kill, like, I mean, have you ever killed someone and just taken something off them?
Also very satisfying.
Yeah, it's like, damn, brother. You know, I just stabbed your ass and now I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And you can't do shit about it because you're getting locked out of heaven.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you'd have gone to heaven if you'd actually killed me.
Yeah. You know my ass is going to hell. I left that wizard immediately.
Are we the bad guy?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. You're tripping. I'll fight him. 253. Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, they all come one at a time. The Doom Wolves are soon on you, and you must fight them one at a time. Okay, so the first Doom Wolf gets the scent of an alpha male on me because I had made out with the previous wolf, and then that wolf joins me, and then we kill all the other three.
That's good.
Yeah, and then we high five, and the wolf says, "Damn, brother, you're looking huge. Nice cock." And then walks away.
It's just weird because you didn't even take your
I
pants
didn't even
off.
take my pants off.
It's just what Doom Wolves say to each other.
But I was holding a chicken.
Yeah.
You know?
It just cuts back to you and you're just
Like,
Naked Gun style holding a chicken, yeah.
Like, thanks!
Yeah. Nice beaver, and he has a beaver in his mouth.
If you kill them all about it's on 278.
278. We win.
I wouldn't say we killed them in battle, but
I mean,
they died.
yeah, they died. You quickly leave the path and gallop off along the track heading towards the capital. When you reach the point where the Doom Wolf stopped, you can see just beyond a meadow the main highway which runs from the northern port of Toron to Homeguard. You should reach the capital by morning. Huh. That's easy.
Okay. Yeah,
Shit.
we're doing it.
We're gonna be out of here in record time, brother.
Yeah.
We're speed running this book. 149.
I like these little paragraphs where it's like, this could have been anywhere, could have gotten you to this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is one of those, like, we have to deliver you a space so you can get to 149. Those feel kind of cool.
As you ride along the highway, you notice that light is fading fast. It will soon be completely dark, which will make it very difficult for you to see any dangers that may be lurking ahead. Yeah, no shit. As a human, you cannot see in the dark.
Good.
You decide that it is best if you take cover and rest for a few hours in the tree line bordering the highway. When you are satisfied that your resting place is secure, you pull your warm green cloak around you and drift off into an uneasy sleep. Turn to 256.
Okay.
You are awoken by the loathsome cries of Kron circling high above you in the clear dawn sky. Rubbing your eyes, you peer through the canopy of branches to see three of the loathsome creatures. Why do we gotta keep saying loathsome? Mm-hmm. They screech repeatedly, then they peel away and fly off towards the north. You feel sure that you could not have been seen from the air, but you are God, I can't read. But you are wary that they may have detected you using one of their other senses: smell, other sight, basic intuition.
Yeah, the feeling, touch, the sense of touch.
Came down and touched you.
Umami.
Yeah. For safety's sake, you decide that it would be prudent to break camp and leave at once. Without any undue delay, you prepare and mount your horse, and then continue your ride south along the main highway to Holmgard. That's the biggest nothing section.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, birds show up, they yell,
Aren't you
wake
scared?
up, and you're like, yeah. the book just did this. And are we going to get 2 for flinching?
Yeah.
You know? The book just did this. They're like, you just know.
I could have fought you at any time.
I could have got you. Just you fucking wait. Cool. 224. You have ridden for several miles and have seen no sign of refugees or enemy soldiers. You continue to ride as fast as your horse will carry you until you find yourself approaching a high ridge. You feel confident that you will be able to see the capital from this high vantage point. As you crest the peak of the ridge, the sight that meets you on the far side is one that fills you with hope. But you quickly discover that there is also a new challenge which must be overcome. Turn to 153.
I hope it's like Takeshi's challenge.
It's a bridge and there's American Gladiator shooting tennis balls at you. You're like, you must get across this. Whoa. Funk.
God damn it, Nitro.
What was it, 154?
153.
Okay.
Ooh, this one's extensive. You probably have a lot to read. Yeah.
Sure do. Don't get eliminated. In the distance, you see the tall gray-white walls and glimmering spires of Holmgard. The colorful banners of the city's guilds are fluttering from the battlements in the fresh morning breeze. Stretching out towards the east, the mighty river Elidil wends its way from its source in the Durncrag Mountains through the capital and out towards the broad estuary of the Holm Gulf. When you turn your gaze towards the distant western peaks of the Durncrags, there you behold a sight that blights the magnificent landscape. Hovering among its jagged mountaintops, like dark and malevolent storm clouds, are swarms of Kron. They are mustering their numbers in preparation for an attack on the capital. In the narrow mountain passes below these swarms, you see vast columns of enemy troops on the march. Clearly their intention is to assault and lay siege to Holmgard. You estimate that the main body of their vast army is now no more than 2 days' march from the city's walls. The King's Highway from Holmgard to Tehran crosses the fertile rolling plain and farmland surrounding the capital. At a gallop, you reckon you will be able to reach the outer fieldworks of the city's defenses in under an hour. But to do so on horseback would entail having to cover several miles of open countryside without any protection overhead. This will make you vulnerable to attack from the air by marauding Kron. You ponder the alternative routes that could bring you to the capital and determine 2 other options. Nearby, you can see a small river. It is the Don, I'm going to say Don, a tributary of the Elidil. It wends its sluggish way across the plain and flows into the Elidil less than a mile from the walls of the capital. If you were to abandon your horse, you could use the gentle current of the Don to carry you downstream towards the city's outer defenses. The river's banks are deeply undercut for most of the way, and they would offer you some cover as you approach the fieldworks. Or there is the final alternative. Situated between the River Don and the King's Highway is a vast burial ground. This place is called the Graveyard of the Ancients.
Oh, I know where we're going. Shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would they? You can go to this fucking river, or you can go to the Graveyard of the Ancients.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, can you say that second one again? Yeah, Graveyard of the Ancients. It sounds like a fucking amusement park.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
well, it kind of is, you know?
After fashion.
Yeah.
It's like you can have fun there.
You can like, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, you know? It was constructed many centuries ago. In an age before the summer lending laid claim to this land and transformed it into the fertile wonder you see today. The tombs and crumbling monuments of this ancient necropolis would certainly conceal your approach to the city, but it is a forbidden area. You shiver when you recall tales you have learned about the nameless horrors which supposedly lie there still. in restless sleep, waiting to corrupt and consume the unwary trespasser. If you will try your luck by the highway, turn to 202. If you feel like you stand a better chance in reaching the capital via the river, turn to 135. Or, if you are brave enough to risk the unknown perils of the graveyard of the ancients, turn to 329.
Okay, now let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you can. We have mind powers.
Yes.
Right? You know, like we can move small objects with our mind.
Small objects.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
You know, we can do that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I don't think ghosts are real.
Yeah, I fucking love that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no fucking way ghosts are real.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, this is just bullshit.
I control shit with the science of my mind.
And you also have a mind shield.
Yeah.
True. Oh yeah, we're safe from ghosts that don't exist.
Yeah, if there were ghosts, we would have protection from them. If there were ghosts. So,
Yeah.
329 is, we're going through the graveyard, brother. Yeah. I don't know why they would give us full-on capital G, capital A graveyard of ancients, you
Yeah.
know, or you can go through the river. Come on, brother.
I mean, if it was me and I was like 10 years old, I would have gone through the river because I like to swim. So I would have been like, I want to swim in the river. It sounds awesome.
That's fucking funny.
Right? That's just,
I love swimming.
Yeah, that sounds great. Just float down the river or down to the thing.
It's weird. When I was a kid, I fucking loved graveyards. So I would have gone the other way.
That's when you look at like the name of the next book, and it's like the Graveyard of the Ancients. Like,
It does sound like the next book.
Yeah, it does
right?
sound like
Yeah.
the next book. As you descend the ridge towards the graveyard of the ancients, you become aware of a strange mist that swirls all around this gray and forbidding place. It rises up from fissures in the ground and from out of the cracked and crumbling tombs of this cursed necropolis. This heavy air is... Okay, I'm going to be honest, I wanted to go to the graveyard of the ancients because a vaguely Eastern European accent goes way better when the creature is undead.
You're right.
You know, it's just better.
Yeah.
that's solid reasoning right there.
Yeah.
This heavy air is damp and foul and redolent with decay. It feeds a blanket of low cloud, which keeps the graveyard locked in perpetual gloom. With growing trepidation, you make your way towards the broken gate. As you draw closer, a creeping chill comes to penetrate your very bones. You are less than 100 yards from the shattered entrance when your horse becomes startled, and no matter how much you urge him on, he refuses to go one step nearer to this dreadful place.
I didn't think we were still on our horse.
Reluctantly, you are forced to abandon your horse and continue your final approach on foot.
All right.
Turn to 284. Well, I'm sure this pristine thoroughbred horse will make it out completely fine.
It find its way home on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road,
Whatever.
see the horse on the highway just hitchhiking.
It holds up its hoof and it gives you a thumbs up too, and like, how the fuck did it do
What
that?
the fuck was he?
What a weird horse. It goes to the river, it floats down the river home.
Yeah. I'm taking the boat. Okay.
The prince's horse is a coward.
I do like the idea of like the horse like, okay, I can't go any farther. You're like, yeah, my bad, dog. And then you and the horse hit them with a,
Yeah, it's good.
okay, see you later. See you later, homie. Give him the fucking...
It's like, you know why, right? It's like, yeah, I know why.
I know why. Okay, you pass beneath the main gate's broken arch and realize at once that your passage through this graveyard is not going to be an easy one. The ground is broken and covered with thorny graveweed. This wicked briar snags your cloak and claws at your legs as slowly you wend your way between the ancient crypts.
Okay.
The clammy air is difficult to breathe. The sickly sweet gases that are seeping from the open crypts seem to carry with them the haunting murmur of distant whispering. Dude,
Go ahead.
I'm just picturing, you know, when people like turn their front yard into a haunted house.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm picturing because it's like, you know, we've got a bunch of fucking fog and
Yeah. And it's just kind of like, you know, you think we'd be a little better at interning our dead. That's just really disrespectful that we just kind of let stuff go to shit like this.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, when was the last time we buried someone here?
Yeah.
You know, a
That's
couple
not
weeks
okay.
ago.
Well, the ancients, I
Don't
guess.
we have somebody like a gravekeeper or something?
We probably have like, you know, Graveyard of the Moderns, and it's like somewhere else. It's like kind of nice. It's like nice hilly, you know, like you know, I want to be buried on a hill and overlook the
Got a
whatever.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah, exactly.
Although,
Parking.
Yeah, the nice thing about the graveyard being, you know, covered in mist and everything, though, it really hides all the loading times.
True.
And, it saves on rendering resources.
Silent Hill looking ass.
Yeah.
I see you.
It's like, oh shit! All right.
This whispering, the sounds are very faint, but they torment your ears and fill your mind with sinister, shadowy images. Carefully, you make your way between two ancient pillars, parting the tangled graveweed with your cloaked hand. Then suddenly, there's a loud rumbling sound, and the ground collapses beneath you. With a yelp of fear and surprise, you drop down into a dark void amidst a tumble of loose gray earth and stone. Turn to 71. So that's what the graveyard looks like.
It's good.
That is good.
It's just a mess. Yeah, that fog is like actually pretty high, isn't it? Huh.
I'm concerned about graveyards where there's like
Their own biome.
where there's like gases seeping out of the graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good sign.
Nope. 71. You are winded by the fall, but not badly hurt. Lose 1 endurance point.
Wow. This just says you're winded but not hurt.
Oh.
Sucks to suck.
You have dropped 15 feet or so through the fractured roof and under. You fell 15 feet and you're fine?
Yeah, just winded.
Bro! Oof.
They teach you how to fall properly in the Kai, right? It's like, all right, go get some firewood. When you come back, it's like, great, now I need you to fall over. Whack.
Climb the ladder of falling and fall 30 times.
The ladder of falling.
I want your ass practiced.
What do I do on the ladder of falling? You'll figure it out.
No?
It's a guy up there and he pushes the ladder over.
As the dust settles, you see that the walls of the burial chamber are fashioned from a slick black marble, which is seamless and slippery with damp. You are unable to climb back to the surface by this way. Cursing your ill fortune, you look around the gloomy chamber in the hope of finding some other way from which you can leave. As your eyes become accustomed to the gray half-light, you notice an arched tunnel in the east wall of the tomb chamber. Set close to this archway is a sarcophagus, its domed lid carved with the name and likeness of some ancient noble. If you wish to use the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, turn to 65. If you wish to open the sarcophagus to see what it contains any treasure, turn to 242. If you wish to leave via the tunnel, turn to 104. Well, I mean, we have Sixth Sense. We might as well just keep using it.
Sure.
Sixth Sense. Don't friggin' open the sarcophagus.
What's wrong with you?
It's just full of like spiders and snakes. It's like, why do we bury all these spiders and snakes?
It's just filled with fucking snakes. You're like,
Immortal snakes.
who did this? Why? Your special Kai sense is screaming a warning that this chamber has now been occupied by an invisible entity which is wholly evil. Alerted to the danger, you turn towards the tunnel and leave this cursed tomb as quickly as you are able. Cool.
This just says that this place is evil. It doesn't say anything about an invisible entity.
Yeah.
Freaky deaky.
104.
Did we even say if it was in the room or if it was in the sarcophagus? It's just, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah. I don't like it.
No.
So now you don't even have a chance to go to the sarcophagus now. It's just like, yeah, you left.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you would have died if you just opened it.
That makes
If
sense.
they give you a prompt to like Sixth Sense, then
Or it's like, good news. There isn't anything in the sarcophagus. Except you also, now there's a monster eating your face from the other direction.
there's anthrax in the You open it, just
That was weird. And like 6 months later, you die. That's a slow acting poison.
you just do this one. You're like, oh. Well, that was weird. Anyway, Your Highness, my king, sir, it was anthrax. The walls of this tunnel are dark and slimy, and trailing cobwebs brush your face as you explore its murky depths. Is there anything worse than walking through a dark place and then a cobweb hits you in the face?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could ever be an adventurer. For that reason. The risk is too high that I would be going through a dark space, and then I would walk, and then there'd be a cobweb in my face.
So you wouldn't, but you'd have like a torch or something. Like, surely you'd set
Well, I
up
don't have a torch,
I
so
mean, that's true, yeah.
There's a chance that I could not have a torch, Beej. I'm not always going to have one.
I mean, if he was going on a real adventure, he'd have brought a torch. Like, he got abandoned.
Going on a real adventure. His whole fucking monastery got smoked.
Yeah, but he's like, I've been thrust into this situation.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like,
Yeah. Good point.
Why didn't he fucking make a torch, though?
Dude, why didn't he make a torch?
Yeah, he should just go into the forest. He was in the forest the entire time. He could have made a torch.
I think we got to talk to this monastery about their survival training.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man.
of all the things that can happen to you as an adventurer, that's the one you're most concerned about. Eh?
Yeah, it's gross.
If he starts the monastery up again, he's going to be like, oh, and when you leave, you have to take like a full pack with you with a torch and other shit in it, just in case the whole place explodes while you're gone. Yeah.
Also, bring your cell phone.
Yeah.
Just text me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up. You can feel a panic beginning to knot your stomach as this fetid passageway gets darker and darker. At length, you come to a junction where the tunnel meets a narrower corridor crossing from north to south. If you wish to go south, or north, go to 26. If you wish to go south, turn to 100. Paul, north or south?
North.
Okay, 26.
26.
You follow this dark passageway until you come to a burial chamber, not a brutal chamber. It's just a brutal chamber, dude. This place is what? Who designed this?
Absolutely, just terrible sense.
What the fuck is the feng shui of this? Is all off.
Yeah, it's like a three-sided table. What the fuck?
It's a brutalist chamber.
Oh, I see. It's all made of concrete.
Yeah. It's fucking cinder blocks, rebar. And it's dimly illuminated. It is dimly illuminated by several glowing gray crystals, embedded seemingly at random in the mold-encrusted ceiling. 10 large granite tombs are arranged in a rough circle around a twisted spike of ancient bronze, which is set into the center of the dusty floor.
Time to raise an army.
Yeah. As you walk around this, it's a fucking Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel shows up.
Wait,
You can open one of these tombs.
That was 26, right? Yeah, go to 26.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
I just gotta have something
None of
different.
this shit matters what you're reading out right now.
It's fine. Keep going.
It's all flavor. This is great.
Damn. Paul got the abridged version. You got the millennial version. Like, look, we don't want to fucking bore them. You know? They get 4 minutes into a YouTube video. Do you think they're going to get all the way through this book?
Yeah.
There's no way.
We'll leave out all the stuff that isn't important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've never, I don't know, this is like pulling back the curtain a little bit, but you probably heard this, but if you've ever published anything to YouTube and had like people watch it, average view time is like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
People don't watch videos.
Yeah.
They do not.
They just want shorts and TikToks and
Yep.
shit now, yeah. I mean, I don't. I watch stuff that's like 20, 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm an exception.
Sometimes I do, depends.
Yeah.
Okay, as you walk around the circle of dusty tombs, you notice that all of them are of differing age and design. Some were placed here thousands of years ago, while others are comparatively new, having lain here for only a few centuries. Your eye is caught by the tomb positioned closest to the exit from this burial chamber. Engraved into its sides are depictions of battles from an ancient war. Some of the combatants shown here are wearing armor and surcoats bearing the sun emblem of Summerland, although the arcane style of their equipment is very different from the weaponry of King Olnar's army of today. By contrast, their adversaries are depicted wearing little or no armor. They're just beating up fucking
Nude dudes.
behold! They just shoot a laser beam out of their sword. You're up like, oh!
Righteous.
Fucking slings. Take this. We're the good guys.
Yeah, definitely not colonizers.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. Little no armor. Their weapons are strangely shaped and wreathed with flames. They got torches.
Wow. Yeah, shit.
They're just using torch.
Reads with flames.
Get back. And although at first they appear to be human, on closer inspection, you see the many have skeletal faces and bodies which seem to have been ravaged by disease. On one side of the tomb, you find a date inscription. It reads MS 3551. This tomb is almost 1,500 years old. You respectfully leave this place untouched. Cautiously, you inch your way along the new dark corridor until you reach a place where it turns abruptly towards the east. From somewhere beyond the corner, you can see a pale greenish light. It shimmers on the wet stone floor, illuminating a sticky gray fungus that encrusts its surface. If you wish to continue exploring this passageway, turn to 249. If you wish to go back and try the southern route, turn to 100. Why did they give us this cool tomb with a crystal and all this stuff, and then they didn't even let us fuck around in it?
Yeah, it's like, so what you're saying is you walk around a bit and then a strange greenish light came from the distance, which is what it says here.
Yeah, because it's not even like the stuff you've learned there, according to this, is even important later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
even
for flavor
like
it is,
even like a number and stuff that was like, oh, I bet that's important. It's like apparently not.
Sure, 249 sounds fine.
249. Continue to the fungus.
You make your way with difficulty along the fungus-encrusted passageway until you reach a flight of stone steps which lead down into a large chamber. A macabre sight awaits you at the bottom of these stairs. On the far side of this large room, you can see an ornate archway with a corridor that trails away into the inky darkness beyond. The eerie green light which illuminates this chamber is seeping from the eye sockets of 2 lines of skulls, each one resting atop a stone plinth. The skulls and their plinths have been arranged to face each other. They form a sinister pathway which crosses the center of the room. If you wish to walk across the room to the archway beyond, turn to 169. If you decide to draw your weapon and use it to smash the sinister-looking skulls, turn to 107. That's so... What a fucking psychopath way to react to it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I could walk...
Like, wait,
fuck this.
Probably laser beams.
Yeah.
Here we are in the year 2500.
Just start swinging, dude.
Let's go.
That should just like always be an option.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Or do you just want to smash everything?
I do like that it's just like
It is Doom Guy. Dude, we're playing Doom Guy.
weird skulls, but they're glowing. That's not normal. Smash them.
That was like what it was it the fairy mound one where like almost every room it would go through this big huge description and there was like, do you want to look at this? 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 Or do you want to just leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was like that.
It was like
so it was
every
Gnomes
room you
100.
could just like not interact with anything and leave.
Yeah. Gnomes 100 was like that too. They were both like, you walk in a room and there's like 8 trillion things you can look at.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to grab that potion off the wall. And it's like, great, you do that. And then you have to leave. And when we came back, it'd be like, well, now there's all those potions except the one you took. Which one do you want now? It's like, I guess I'll take the other potion.
I guess I'll take them all.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I'm gonna start breaking shit. That
Yeah,
sounds
I
funny as
figured
hell.
let's
107, dude. That's such a funny reaction to. Fuck, that's funny. Running across the room, you lash out at the skulls.
Axes and daggers!
You lash out at the skulls on either side, smashing them to fragments. Inside each shattered skull, there is a bubbling gray jelly that writhes and changes shape, sprouting bat-like wings and suckers from deep within its gelatinous core. The sight and rank smell of these writhing forms fills you with disgust as you smash the last skull and race towards the exit corridor. You escape from the sinister room with not a moment to spare. Seconds after you pass through the archway and into the passageway beyond, a heavy stone portcullis falls with a crash from the ceiling, completely sealing off the chamber behind. Damn, that was the right choice.
Yeah.
That's fucking so dumb.
Yeah, if you just started walking, I guess
They get trapped and then these things, they probably like...
Yeah, I guess because you're going slow. Oh, right, and then the portcullis would come down and trap you in the room, and the things would just...
I love
destroy
it.
you.
I love it's like it says, you got these bubbling gray jelly things change shape and sprout bat-like wings and suckers and start moving around, and then it's like as you smash the last skull. So like this, you smashed a skull, saw this horrible thing, you're like, smash, 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 smash.
I should make more of these.
You break the first one and go, ew! And just go down the line.
Ew, oh, more of them. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? You're doing science, repeating the experiment.
All right, page 23. The corridor soon widens into a large hall. At the far end, there is a stone staircase leading up to a huge door. 2 black candles on either side of the steps dimly illuminate the chamber with an unnatural light. You notice that no wax has melted, and as you get nearer, you can feel that the candles give off no heat. Ancient engravings cover the floor, the walls, and even the ceiling of this chamber. That's what we're looking at, I think.
I looked up at the picture, and like for a half second, I thought it was Hollywood Hogan's face.
The handlebars.
Just with the big handlebars and the sunglasses and stuff.
And they were like, fuck you, you racist prick, and then we stabbed him. Finally, I get to stab Hogan. Anxious to leave this evil tomb as quickly as you are able, you examine the door, hoping to find a latch. An ornate pin appears to keep the door secure, but there is also a keyhole in the center of the ancient lock plate. If you have the golden key and wish to use it, turn to 326. If you have the Kai discipline mind over matter, turn to 151. If you wish to remove the pin, turn to 337. I feel like removing the pin fucking kills you.
Yeah.
There's no way, dude.
Yeah, probably.
This is like one of those mobile ads. It's ads for those mobile games, right? Where you have to like remove the pins in the right order.
And every time you tap the screen to kind of get the thing to move, it just slides the thing up from the bottom and be like, but you should buy the game. It's like, fuck off. And you try to do it again and it keeps
For some
telling you.
reason, the door has big boobs.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this, man? Can we pick a lane? It's like, why are your boobs so big? Fuck. I've never seen a door so hot.
So you're not being you get to use your telekinesis for one.
Yep.
You got that run, right?
Yep, we have that one. Turn to 151. If you concentrate on the keyhole, you could move the mechanism of the lock and open it. You can then make the pin levitate and free it from the lock plate, avoiding falling prey to any traps that may set off as the door unlocks. Wish to use your Kai discipline of mind over matter to open the lock and elevate the pin, turn to 87. If you wish to remove the pin, turn to 337. Well, I mean, we've already got the mind power, so I'm going to go to 87.
I could open this with my mind, but I'm not gonna. Seems
I like that it gives you just the second to be like, okay, but you really want to do this, right? And I'm like, wow, weird. Being warned.
It's like, bro, if I could do it, I would do it all the time.
Yeah, DMI move shit
I
with
would
my
be,
mind.
if I had it right now, this shit would be floating in front of my face. Like, I would never stop using it.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, every time you use it, it takes a minute off your life. I don't care.
It's the ones at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never heard that before? Oh, smoking takes a year off your life. It's like, yeah, but
Yeah,
the ones
but
at
those
the
ones
end.
those are way down the line,
Yeah.
brother. Focusing your psychic power upon the lock, you try to visualize the inner mechanism. About to have his mind stolen. We do not borrow, we do not lend. We take the mind. Gradually, its image appears in your mind's eye. It is very old, but you sense that it is still capable of functioning. After great mental effort, lose one endurance point. You are almost in peril of losing your concentration when a subtle click confirms that your strenuous exertions have not been in vain. The pin is a much easier task. Upon your silent bidding, slowly it rises up from its brackets and falls to the floor. For a few moments, you hear the quiet ratcheting sound of some small stone cogs rotating, and then the large granite door slowly swings towards you on its hidden hinges. The gray half-light of the graveyard floods into the tomb. Outside the door, a small light or flight of steps ascend to the surface. They are overgrown with black grasses and graveweed. You draw your weapon and cut your way through the spiteful foliage, suffering many small cuts to your legs and to the back of your hand as you hack out the escape route. Lose another endurance point. Finally, you emerge in the necropolis at a place close to a narrow pathway sandwiched between two black stone mausoleums. Looking down into the hole from which you have just escaped, you see the tomb doors slowly closing. A cruel, inhuman laugh seems to rise out of the very ground on which you are standing.
It's the Crypt Keeper.
Like some fucking dog shit pun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, boys and ghouls. Shut the fuck. Bang. It reverberates around the misty graveyard, sending a wave of panic coursing through your veins. Shivering with sudden fear, you turn away from the hole and run as fast as you are able toward the south gate of the sinister necropolis. So we got to lose 2 endurance points.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
In this version, it didn't even mention that you see a disembodied head of a corpse laughing at you.
No, we just hear a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
Damn. We just run by, hit the head, and we keep on running.
Bonk!
Hey!
I hear shit comes out of these. Bang!
Well, you hit the laughing head, it falls face down in the dirt, like, help! Help! No! Shot forever! Fuck!
Yeah, who's laughing now?
Yeah, not so funny,
Yeah.
is it?
Also, this version doesn't do any endurance damage to you.
That's true.
Damn.
I'm surprised by the fact that it was stone cogs moving, because I was like, that doesn't seem like you guys had metal back then. Like, it wasn't the Stone Age. Like, you were able to carve like marble and do all this other shit.
I mean, it was a metal lock.
Yeah, it was a metal lock, and but you made stone cogs to make all this stuff happen. I was like, that's a bad idea. And then I'm like, well, wait, no, because metal rusts. But especially they'll use iron probably, right? And it's like
Stone is forever.
yeah, stone will last forever.
You know they say diamonds are forever?
No, stone.
Stone
We should
is
make
forever.
cars out of stone, like the Flintstones.
Should, dude.
Yeah.
We should make clothes out of stone. 61, Paul.
Asbestos.
It's got best in the name. Have we ever talked about this?
No, we have not.
This is society. We need to talk about how asbestos has best in the name.
Yeah.
Like, really. The moment you pass through the graveyard's south gate, you feel as if a great weight has been lifted from your shoulders. I mean, we pretty much just fucking straight beeline through this place.
We did, didn't we? We fell down, went, whoops.
Yeah, we didn't even
Fucking
have any.
whistling, swinging our keys, or just...
You didn't have any fights, even, did you?
Oh, dude. We walked our ass all the way through this.
You're like, ooh, creepy. Oh.
Oh, no, not a graveyard. Break all their shit and we left. Yeah.
That was the closest thing we had to a fight. Yeah. Oh,
I don't know, this guy showed up and he broke all my skulls and he ran.
You know how long it took me to get them to glow like that? Shit.
The cleaner air clears your lungs and your head. And the feeling of fear and dread that has haunted you ever since you first set foot in the necropolis now melts away like snow in spring sunshine. Revitalized by your successful escape, you pick up your pace and settle down into an easy run towards the distant perimeter fieldworks. This high log wall extends all the way around the city and provides Homeguard with a defensive line running parallel to the main city walls. As you head towards the sentry post, you begin to hear the excited shouts of the guards stationed all along the log wall. They are cheering you on. You give thanks to Kai and Ashir that they recognize you, for you must appear a ragged and suspicious figure. Your cloak is torn and hangs in tatters. Your face is scratched and blood-smeared, and the cloying gray dust of the graveyard of the ancients covers you from head to toe. It is only when you are splashing across the shallow stream, less than 100 yards from the gate to the sentry post, that the full horror of your graveyard encounter finally catches up with you. Your heart begins palpitating wildly, and all the color drains from your face, leaving you feeling nauseous and with this ghost-like pallor. The last thing you can recall before shock and exhaustion rob you of consciousness is falling forward into the outstretched arms of two summer-lending soldiers who have run from the sentry post to help you. You may wish to note on your action chart that you have survived the perils of the graveyard of the ancients for future reference.
Hell yeah.
That's
That
cool.
sounds good, yeah. To be like, oh, guys, you won't believe it. I almost met a ghost. It's true.
Yeah, that was really... Why are we so fucking traumatized by this? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
We fell 15 feet.
Yeah, that's
but we
a
were
lot.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking we just walked out. Like,
Yeah.
nothing stopped
And then
us.
I moved some shit with my mind. And
I opened a door with my brain. Dude, is our character one of those people that like goes and does the thing by themselves, but then when they tell people, they just tell them it was way harder than it really was?
oh, yeah, okay. Kind of play it up a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, so there I was.
Yeah. Man.
Farce.
Add one I Survived the Graveyard of the Ancients t-shirt.
I guess, did you mark that down? Or
I
should
haven't. You should put that down. Yeah.
There were these skulls that just exploded for no reason. And inside were these horrible gray goo things.
What'd they do?
Nothing.
They got
Nothing.
bat wings. Oh no! And they start fluttering around the room. Oh no! What happened? I left. I heroically ran away.
Yeah, I walked out.
I walked out.
Yeah.
And there was this really scary locked door.
But what was scary about it? It was locked.
It was locked. And I was like, oh, that could be bad. So I used my mind powers and opened it.
Did it set off a trap? No.
No.
No,
And if it
actually-
did, I was like standing off to the side because I had the mind powers.
It's like 30 feet away. I'm not going to stand next to the door. I'm not dumb.
And then I left, but there was like some really scratchy plants on the way out.
Oh,
Yeah.
did they cut you and poison you?
No.
No.
But they were scratchy though.
Well, I mean,
It kind of caught on my.
picks up the candle. Like, yeah, it's like, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
There were these black candles that shone with an eerie light that gave off no heat. So light bulbs. So LED candles is what you ran into. Jesus Christ, dude.
And then I heard a laugh of the Crypt Keeper. That's it? Just a laugh?
Did he say anything?
No.
No. But I was thinking a lot of scary shit.
Oh, yeah. In the theater of the mind?
Thought about all the things he could have said to me. Aren't I brave?
Said I walked weird.
Give me some coins.
Turn to 268.
Yeah, it's like now that I'm saying this all out loud, the story is not as good as I was thinking.
But if we set it to music, then you can maybe I'll get paid for it or something.
True. All right. You black out for only a few minutes before you are revived with a measure of strong spirit. Feeling weary, but thankful to be alive, you lean on the shoulders of the king's men and you stagger towards the outer defenses. Turn to 288. As you are making your approach towards the walls of the fieldworks, a watchful lookout spots you and informs his sergeant. A trio of grim-faced soldiers are sent out to intercept you, fearing that you could be an enemy scout attempting to sabotage the weak spot in their defensive wall. Why do you even have a weak spot? Why do we have that fucking vent?
Yeah.
Can we just cover it up? It's like, can we just get rid of the vent?
Yeah, just plug it up, or like, I don't know, like put some spikes in it.
Can we do something else? Yeah, can we just like put a grating over it or
Yeah.
something? You
Put
know?
like a possum in there to hiss at people. They won't go in. Ah, possum. Shit, might be rabid.
Vader put a possum in Luke's X-Wing. Right when he's about to take a shot. Bro, Jesus!
Hey, it would be tough to concentrate on the Force.
Yeah. Soldiers are armed with loaded crossbows, which they train on you so as they get closer. Rather than run the risk of being shot by your own side and arrow, you raise your hands in a gesture of surrender. Although they do not try to disarm you or confiscate any of your equipment, these wary summer-lending soldiers never once lower their crossbows nor take their eyes off you.
I'm picturing you putting your hands up like this. He's like, he's a wizard, shoot him! He's gonna cast a spell!
So I guess these guys didn't talk to the guys who were like cheering for you.
Yeah, like why? And so we show up, everyone's like, yay! And then we were traumatized and we pass out and they're like, they pour some booze on our face.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these two guys show up and like, I don't fucking like them.
What? Why Forever Force? Like, he came out of the graveyard. That means he's a ghost.
Yeah. Ghosts aren't real, dummy.
Like, there's no ghosts in there. Shit, I was just in there. That's what a ghost would say.
Although they do not try to disarm you, confiscate any... Take arrows off you for... sorry, I lost where I was. Never once lower their crossbows, nor take their eyes off you for a second as they escort you back to the wagon gate. It is not until you are inside the perimeter fence and delivered into the hands of their sergeant that your true identity is recognized. The battle-weary sergeant immediately orders his men to lower their weapons.
Thank goodness.
My liege, he says respectfully, where are the Kai? We are in desperate... It's turning into... I tried to do something different.
Yeah, no.
We are in desperate need of their battle skills and leadership. The enemy press us most cruelly at the outer northern wall, and our casualties are mounting high.
It was going into like the Negus from Star Trek, yeah.
Sadly, you inform the brave soldier of the fate that has befallen your kin and the urgency of your desire to see the king and report the calamity. He is visibly shaken by your news. Dumbstruck by the shock of it, he motions to his men to return to the battle stations on the outer wall. Then he asks you to follow him while he tries to locate his commanding officer. Eventually, he finds the officer, a young lieutenant, busily overseeing the reinforcement of the river barges. When you tell him your account of what has happened and how you have made your way home here alone, he, too, is visibly shocked by the dire news. With a trembling hand, he signals to the sergeant to go and fetch 2 horses. While you are waiting for his order to be carried out, the lieutenant offers you some food and wine from his backpack.
Nice.
Just got a
Let's party.
A bottle of wine in there.
Yeah.
You never know when I got a party, brother. Like,
Celebrate your...
clink. I love the idea if he like falls down. And what if he fell down in the grave and you just hear smash? And he's like, oh,
Shit, my wine.
I know wineskin is this. Nobody say it, or I'm banning, or Paul will ban you. Stop typing it. I know one of you's like, but wineskins. Stop.
Yeah. Oh, I like the. It's the food is a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I've got appies.
I like, they're like, oh, great, you're here. Where about all the other Kai Masters? Like, oh, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, no, this is terrible.
Let's drink to the dead Kai Masters.
Also, the prince is dead.
The prince is alive. He was alive when we left him.
Correct.
Was
Just like the dude who was in the forest who we wrapped up in the cave.
Wait,
he didn't actually die. They just said unconscious.
Yeah, they said unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He didn't
I thought
die.
those were like his last words.
The dying prince, but not the dead prince.
Yeah,
the dead prince didn't say shit to us.
Dead prince didn't say
I mean,
that'd be a great way. He's like,
I can't argue with that.
Any news from the prince? Well, the dying prince told me to come here. Dying? Is he dead? I don't know.
Shit.
He told me when he was dying. He didn't say dead. The dead prince didn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
What do you want from me, man? That's such a Naked Gun medieval fucking... Was he dead? No, he was dying.
So he's
Dead
dead
Prince
by
didn't
now.
say anything. So he's dead now. Yes. Well, why did you just say that?
Well, because the dead prince didn't say shit to me. Yeah.
You're finishing your meal when the sergeant returns with 2 saddled horses. The fair-haired young lieutenant motions you to join him, and together you mount up and ride towards the main gate of Holmgard. Are we already almost done?
No.
There's
Can't
no
be.
way, right?
No.
This has been like a straight shot. We just walked our ass from fucking the woods to the castle.
Yeah.
I'm hoping one of the horses is the prince's horse. That like, hey, yeah, this other random horse showed up.
129.
They would know the prince's horse. It had like all of this nice livery and riding tack and stuff on. Be like, oh, the prince's horse came back. Kill it. It's a coward. Didn't stay with the horse or the prince while he died.
Between the perimeter defenses and the high stone walls of the capital, there is a wide area of cleared land known as the Holmgard Pale. The shanty dwellings that pepper these outskirts are usually occupied by petty criminals, cast out of the city as punishment for their crimes.
Please let us die to one of these criminals.
Bro, what's the Matt Damon movie where the rich people live in the spaceship and the other poor people are down in the fucking slums?
Elysium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yeah, the Morlocks and the Eloi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Send them to the sewers. Now it is crowded with farmsteaders and villagers that seek sanctuary. The broad highway leading to the main city gatehouse is choked with traffic, and each passing hour, the chaos worsens as the first refugees from Torren arrive in their hundreds. The sergeants of the Holmgard garrison try desperately to keep the highway open, for it is the only means by which troops can pass from the city to reinforce the northern perimeter. It takes you and the young officer an hour to reach the city gatehouse, a ride of less than 2 miles.
I guess that's slow.
I guess. I don't know fucking...
Yeah, how fast are horses?
How many kilometers is a mile?
It's 1.6 roughly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I've never ridden a horse, so I don't know what, like, you know... That's not true. I've ridden a horse, but I've never ridden a horse for, like, a kilometer. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how fast it would be.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't like ride a horse like full out to try to get to where,
I
like
would.
in this case, because there's lots of people around.
Yeah, I would, though.
Yeah, I'm
Like, make way!
yeah, yeah.
Elysium
absolutely.
scum? I'd be running over people.
You're just running shit down.
I gotta get to the
Okay.
spaceship! The king is there. We've got to eat cheese and drink wine.
Oh, human walking is like 3 miles per hour. Okay.
Not me. I'm 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm built different. You ever see me walk?
Tall, you
Doing
got
that fucking power walk. they
long
do?
legs. Yeah.
I walk like this.
Places to be.
Where was I? Waved on by the hard-pressed gatehouse guards, you pass through the archway and the tunnel beyond, 100 yards in length, and then emerge into Venus Square. This grand plaza usually serves as a marketplace, but today it teems with so many desperate people that you can barely glimpse its famed flagstones of pink Palmyran marble. Palmyran marble. There we go. You and the officer. Why do they bring attention to the weirdest shit?
Yeah.
But these books are rife with stuff like that. They
Yeah.
just say like some weird random. It's Palmyran marble. It's like what the fuck? I don't care.
In like 4 books, we're gonna be like Palmyran marble. Really? Wow. Holy shit. That's super cool.
Damn.
I'm just blown away by it
It's a
later.
nice bathroom. Is that
Somebody's
Palmyran?
like, yeah.
Palmyran?
Oh, you're from Palmyra. Oh, I understand they have quite nice marble there.
Yeah.
If you wish to continue following the officer, turn to 3. If you feel you stand a better chance of making your way to the King's Citadel on your own, turn to 144. I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
144, brother. I don't have time. 144. You fight your way through the press of bodies in the main avenue and head towards the Citadel in the far distance. City folk and refugees are now rushing to and fro in the grip of panic as the first cries of Kron are heard circling high above. In the crush, one item is stolen from your backpack. Choose which backpack item is missing. No, the scroll. Oh, man.
That's some shit.
We didn't even know what it said.
Yeah.
Son of a...
Guess I shouldn't have gone off on my own. My scroll is gone.
You read on number 3, and the officer's like, "Give me everything in your backpack." You're like, "Oh shit."
Like, fuck. If you no longer have a backpack, or if you have no backpacks items, dude, what happened to past us? What the fuck? What that version of us is like? If you don't got a backpack, we just show up, no backpack, no food, no money.
Yeah, we
nothing.
fell 15 feet in a crypt, and we didn't even like drop our backpack by accident. Yeah,
we're chilling.
Jesus.
I was hoping it was like if you've got nothing in your backpack, they steal your backpack.
I kind of just want to be like drop the fucking dagger instead, but that's not the rule here.
No, that's not the rule, Beej. No. Since there is a storyline, Yeah. At length you reach. It's just, don't worry, it's a red herring scroll. There's nothing fucking. It was blank.
Fair. Yeah.
Don't worry, it was nothing. If they ever say, if you found the scroll in this graveyard of the ancients, go to 134.
Oh, the scroll was carried by one of those Giaks on the back of the wolf.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. If you have the scroll carried by the Giak from the wolves in like book 4 or some shit, I will change my name to fucking Michael Assblaster. Okay.
All right.
Well, you heard it. It's an Adam Savadan guarantee.
Yeah, I will. So don't worry. I'm not worried about it.
Scroll was probably just like a chapter out of a novel or something the guy was reading.
His fucking fanfic.
Yeah.
For it on a tiny pencil. I don't remember what I was reading here. Okay. At length you reach a junction where another wide avenue called Hawway.
All right.
But it's pronounced highway, but like they put an A in.
Oh.
It's just highway. Okay, highway. Right. Crosses from left to right. You see, we call it a highway.
Ooh.
You're trying to make your way across to the far side when a runaway horse and cart careers past your back. The hub of the wheel clips your side and knocks you headlong into a doorway. You crash heavily against a locked shop door and fall to your knees, stunned and bruised by the sudden impact. Lose 2 endurance points.
All right. I'm going to show up on the king's doorstep with just like 3 endurance points left.
No, I got 26, brother. We're looking hardy and hale.
All righty.
As you stagger to your feet, the door bursts open and a decrepit old man appears. What did this old man just kick the door open? Bang! Oh, fuck. So basically what happened is we were walking, we got shoved, we go, into the door, and then this old man kicks the door open. Fuck. Bang, bang. Ow.
What are you doing out here?
Just pushes it a bunch of times. He cries. I warned you all to get the fucking. I tried. You heard me trying. But every time, I'm trying. I'm trying to do something different. But every time, that voice comes out. Mm-hmm. He cries. I warned you all to get away from my shop. I warned you. Don't say I didn't warn you. He takes a wild swing at your head, and you only just pull away in time to avoid losing the end of your nose to the cleaver's heavy blade. The man has been driven mad with fear and is now beyond all reason. That was quick. The manic look in his eyes tells him that he is determined to kill you. If you choose to fight, turn to 63. If you wish to evade a fight, turn to 217. I'm going to fucking murder this old man.
Yeah, he attacked you first.
63, it's self-defense. Oh, that's what he looks like. Okay, if one of the fucking 7 dwarves came out of a shop and just started fucking... Are you telling me that any jury is gonna fucking not get on my side? Bro, come on now.
Which one of the 7 dwarfs is this? Or another 7 dwarf?
It's the extra one.
Yeah.
The one that fucking went off and...
This is Stabby. The
Stabby the dwarf.
The 7th dwarf. The 8th 7 dwarf that they don't talk about.
Rick Rubin is pissed is very funny. Holy shit. We're recording! And he just fucking takes a swing at you. My bad, Rick Rubin. You try to wrestle the cleaver from the old man's hand, but this just serves to enrage him even more. He screams at you, cursing King Ulnar, the Kai, and the citizens of Holmgard, accusing them all of being in league with the Dark Lords. No matter what you say, he refuses to listen.
That's just treason.
Bro, he's got a combat skill of 11. His name is the Mad Butcher.
Do we know that because that's what's written on his shop?
Yeah.
It's like the Mad Butcher.
Oh, damn, it's the Mad Butcher.
Yeah.
Damn, he is mad. Shit. Good for him.
His prices are crazy. Sausages, 5 for $1.
Yeah. I knock the old man unconscious and then kill his whole family, and then he's going to wake up and he's going to find out that everyone he loves is dead.
Just for fun,
Yeah.
Can we roll once to see how?
Oh, yeah,
if we
we
actually
can roll once.
Destroy this man.
So we're level 18. Our combat skill is 18. It's a differential of +7. So that means that we go to the differential of +7, and then we pick a number at random.
All right.
I close my eyes.
I'm not even going to touch the paper this time. 6.
Rolled a 6. So we're +7. We rolled a 6. We deal 12 damage. He fucking explodes. He fucking explodes. He dies. Like, you know in Baldur's Gate when someone gets crit and they do that thing where they go... That's what happens to this guy. He does the fucking Baldur's Gate death, like the old Baldur's Gate 1 or 2.
Mind over matter his ass into exploding. Just like scanners just...
Make his head explode. Actually, we do the mind over matter and make him fucking stab himself in the face.
Even better, yeah. That's very cruel.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Turn to 269.
Kill yourself. Yes.
The alternative being that like you got all the way through, the big battle and the monsters in the graveyard, and then this guy kills you.
That would be really funny. You get to the city finally. Finally, our journey's at it.
Wow. Next time.
Dark Lords. 269.
269? Okay.
The madman falls dead at your feet, and you feel a profound sense of regret that you were forced to take his life.
Oh, I don't know about that.
In normal times, he may never have acted this way, but the terror caused by the enemy invasion had driven this poor soul to completely lose his mind. 2 soldiers soon appear at the doorway and immediately congratulate you.
Well done! This guy's been a pain in the ass. We're going to count that as legal! We've been needing to move some of these poor people out of these slums.
And then everyone clapped. Like they just you killed this poor fucking man just losing his mind, and they're like, congratulations.
And that man's name was Albert Einstein.
Fuck. Holy shit, that's funny.
Oh, shit.
Because in normal times, blah, blah, they congratulate you. They tell you that he was in fact an escaped lunatic whom they had been tracking for the last 2 days.
And
That's
he just
convenient.
opened a shop, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, whatever.
One of the soldiers gives you 10 gold crowns for reward money and offers to escort you to the Citadel.
Fucking yes!
Got $10. We got $10 and a free Uber.
And the joy of killing a criminal.
And the joy of killing somebody.
Yeah.
And really, anybody who's ever played D&D knows that is...
I mean, if, let's say, I walked upon the scene of one person just one-shotting a dude with a cleaver.
Yeah.
That I'd just be like, that was clearly murder that I just saw there.
Yeah.
But this guy just went nuts and just did it in one with his mind.
Yes.
So therefore, hey, you know what? Good job. Here's $10. Come with me to the Citadel.
The Citadel.
We need to give you the key to the city.
Yeah. What does it mean when they give someone the key to the city? Do you know?
It's
just like
a medal. Like it's sort of an equivalent of like a medal or something. Like it's
just kind of.
Okay.
I remember as a kid being very disappointed that it isn't actually like some cool key that can somehow open every door in the city.
What is the Simpsons bit? You bit it? Yeah. I thought there was chocolate inside.
Yeah, it's a symbolic thing. It represents that. I think the idea is that it's like, where the city is so happy with you that no door shall be closed to you, or something like that.
Yeah, you can go into any business.
I'm gonna get the key to the city of Victoria.
But as a kid, I thought it's like, oh man, it's like some sort of like cool skeleton key or something that like actually will open doors. That's super cool.
Proposition.
Yeah.
We engineer a zombie virus.
Okay.
And then I stop it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We have to engineer for a way for me to stop it so I get the key to Victoria.
We'll make it so that you are the only one who have all the antibodies. And they can generate a vaccine off of you.
Or I'm like Ellie from Last of Us, and I'm the only one who's immune.
Yeah. And they're like, we know how to...
You're my Joel.
Thank you. I'll have a guitar with me.
Who's got the guitar?
I feel like most Resident Evil umbrella plots start with that, we should engineer a zombie virus.
Yeah.
And
And
then, step 3, we'll make some money.
you're right.
they're like, we're going to make a virus, and then we make a lot of money. What was that second part? Nothing. It's nothing.
You know.
Okay. So I can either accept their offer, or I would prefer to trust my own sense of direction. Turn to 7. I prefer my own sense of direction.
Yeah, because you've been doing
my
real
sense
well.
of direction got me to this situation. So really, it can never go badly from this point.
Yeah.
Right?
You just, you got some stuff stolen, got run over by a cart, and then killed an old man with mental illness.
Okay, Paul, when you say it like that, it sounds really bad. Okay? You could just say, yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank you. God. When you put it that way. Turn to page 7. Like, sometimes I just gotta bet on myself,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You made it this far on your own.
It's true.
Didn't even ask a wizard's help.
It didn't even help that wizard. For what seemed an eternity, the brush of the crowd carries you along like a leaf on a fast-flowing stream. You desperately fight to stay on your feet, but you feel weak and dizzy from your ordeal, and your legs are as heavy as lead. Suddenly, you catch a glimpse of a long, narrow stone stairway that leads up to the roof of an inn. Mastering your reserves of strength, you force your way out of the crowd and clamber up the stairway. You stop halfway for a few minutes to catch your breath and rest your aching legs, then slowly you complete your climb to the top. From this high vantage point, you get a magnificent view of the rooftops and spires of Holmgard, with the high rotunda of the King's Citadel gleaming brightly in the spring sunshine. Except there's fucking giant bats flying around going caca, caca,
Yeah,
fucking screeching, and old men trying to kill people with cleavers. The houses and buildings of the capital are built very close to each other, and it is possible to jump from one roof to the next.
Yes. I was praying for some parkour action up here.
If we fall into a cart full of hay, I'm closing the book, and we're turning off the stream. Okay?
We're almost at the end anyway,
Yeah.
of the stream, so yeah. Looking forward to this.
In fact, many of the citizens of Holmgard used to use the roofways as they, in parentheses, as they are known, when the heavy autumn rains made the unpaved parts of the streets too muddy for walking. But after many accidents, a royal decree in the year MS 5029 forbade their use. We're outlawing the roofs.
That was decades ago, man. Laws have changed since then.
After careful thought, you decide to use the roofways, as they are your only chance of reaching the king. You have hopped, skipped, and jumped across several streets, and you are only one street away from the King's Citadel when you come to the end of a row of rooftops. The jump to the next row is much farther than anything you have attempted before. You peer over the edge and look down on the heads of several hundred people, more than 50 feet below. A knot forms in your stomach, and you wonder if your legs will have the strength enough to carry you over the daunting gap to the final rooftop beyond.
Come on, Kai Master.
There's this city is so much more dangerous than the graveyard was.
Actually, you're right. We've almost died like 3 times here. With grim determination, you decide to make the jump. You have come too far to turn back now. With the blood pounding loudly in your ears, you sprint to the edge of the roof and launch yourself into space. Your eyes fixed on your chosen landing point, a flat section of the opposite rooftop. Pick a number from the random number table. If you have Kai discipline of hunting, add 1. I do.
All right.
So if the result is 2 or less, 108. If the result is 3 or higher, so we just need a 2. Well, we only fail on a 1 or a 0, basically.
I guess, yeah. Well, we don't know if 0 to 2 is the failure or success.
Well, if we have hunting and it adds 1, I'm assuming 3 or higher is what we want.
Fair.
I'm assuming this is like the last
Hunters
thing.
can't jump very well. That's a well-known thing.
Damn.
All right.
There's no way.
No, you missed.
Oh. I was like, I missed.
6.
Sick. So 7?
So 7.
25. You leap across the gap and land with such a crash on the opposite rooftop that the wind is knocked out of your lungs, and you are left lying flat on your back with your head in a spin. It takes a minute or so for you to fully realize that you have made the jump successfully and have landed safely on the other side of the street. When your senses do return, you jump up and punch the air with joy, elated by your skill and daring.
All right, now 17 more of those.
Oh. Quickly, you're able to find a way across the final roof and climb down a long drain pipe to the street below. Directly opposite this building, you can see the great armored doors of the King's Citadel. I will argue, Paul, that the only reason this has been so dangerous is because we've refused both the escorts that we were given.
Sorry, just quickly, I just wanted to check if you didn't make that roll. You fly in an arc through the air towards the opposite roof. Everything seems to be happening in slow motion. You see the teeming crowd below the street and a nest of Cali sparrows on the eaves of the roof to your right. You hear the startled cries as you land with a crash on the other side, but is the last sound you will ever hear. The tiles splinter and collapse. You fall through the 4 floors of the Green Slipper Inn, breaking your back in several places. Your mission and your life ends here.
That's
Holy
amazing.
shit! You just Looney Tunes fall through 4 floors and your back shatters.
Turn down for what?
And you die. Holy fuck, that's funny. They had to make sure they told us that we fall through 4 floors too. Like,
Again,
You're awfully
imagine that you're playing this and not just bypassing all the the fighting and stuff, and so you'd gone through the whole. You're like, now you have to go.
You lose
start,
a die roll.
start
and you
the,
have to start
you
all
have to
over
start
again.
at the beginning now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Quickly, you were able to find a way across the final roof and climb. Oh, yeah, I said that already. They are opening to allow a covered wagon to leave. Sorry, great armored doors. It is drawn by a team of 6 large horses. The horses are frightened by the noisy crowd, and the front pair rear up, causing the wagon to smash one of its wheel hubs against the iron door. In the resulting confusion, you see an opportunity to enter. Boldly, you run forward, weave through the crowd, and then slip past the wagon while the gate guards are distracted. Turn to 139. I have a question.
Okay.
Why are we here to alert the king? But I guess we're just telling the king that the Kai Monastery is dead. But
Yes.
it's like we're not here to tell him that the enemies are coming because
Yeah, they
like-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it originally was like, oh, the Kai monastery is completely destroyed, so I
Yeah.
have to go do that. And I guess maybe we also get to relay what went on with the prince. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll know that.
the prince got fucking shot.
Yeah,
He was dying.
based on our path. I don't know.
it's like I feel like at this point you're going to be like, King. The Kai Monastery got destroyed and everyone's dead, and the king's just like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Like that's one more thing that I have to deal with.
The prince had a message that the king needs to get that thing from Dunanor. Did you get that thing I sent?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're on this route.
The inner courtyard.
It's probably bad that we forgot all about that.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, really, if you think about it, we are just three of us are kind of Neanderthal adjacent. I'm a Neanderthal. Paul, you're like Neanderthal adjacent. And Beej,
My notes don't make any sense at all.
I mean,
I'm not even putting notes. I'm just drawing pictures in paint.
I mean, if you're Neanderthal, then Beej is currently Neanderthal adjacent. There's not much you can get around that. Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Denisovan then for me, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The inner courtyard is a bustle of activity. Cavalry scouts are waiting beside their nervous horses for messages from their unit commanders inside the Great Hall. They take orders with great speed to their defenders of the outer fieldworks. No sooner do they gallop off than other scouts return, many of them breathless and wounded. You have taken barely a dozen steps beyond the stronghold's main gate into the courtyard when you hear a deep voice boom out, "Stop the intruder!" Turn to 66. Oh, if we die here, that'd be so good. Startled, you turn around to see a burly sergeant and 2 soldiers running toward you, their swords drawn as if to strike. You prepare to defend yourself, for it looks as if they are about to attack first and ask questions later. But suddenly the sergeant calls his men to a halt. He has recognized your cloak. They put away their weapons and apologize many times for their mistake. The sergeant orders one of the men to fetch the captain of the guard as he leads you to the doors of the great hall. You are greeted by a tall and handsome warrior who listens intently to your story. When you have finished the account of your perilous journey to the capital, you notice a tear in the brave man's eye as he bids you to follow him. You walk through the splendid halls and corridors of the inner palace. The richness and grandeur are a wonder to behold. You eventually arrive at a large carved door guarded by 2 soldiers wearing silver armor. You are about to meet the king.
Nice.
Turned into a 350.
Like in this is not so bad.
Yeah. Do, 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 do.
I like that it's like, no one else could possibly have a cloak like that. The Kai keep them for themselves. Yeah, about that. The Kai monastery has been destroyed and people are picking through it for garbage. You know.
They look up and there's a bunch of birds with green cloaks on. Nobody could have that but a Kai monastery monk. You enter the Chamber of State, a magnificent hall decorated lavishly with works of art and the battle banners of the House of Ulnar. The king and his closest advisors, including Chancellor Galden, are studying a large map spread upon a marble plinth in the center of the chamber. Is that Plesiosaurus marble, or whatever the fuck? I can't even remember the name of the fuck.
Palmerian
marble. Yeah. Also standing beside them is Princess Madeline, the king's beautiful youngest daughter. Their faces are lined with worry and concentration. The king gives you a formal greeting and then requests that you tell him your news about the Kai monastery. A silence fills the hall as you tell the death of your kinsman and of your perilous journey to the citadel. When you have finished telling your story, do we tell them about killing the fucking mentally ill man in, you know?
We have to. I mean, it's part of our perilous journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I killed one of your citizens. Don't worry, he was a criminal, I found out later. I mean...
After I killed him, we found out he was a criminal. When you have finished telling your story, the king looks to his chancellor and his daughter and shakes his head sorrowfully. We must prepare for the... Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of a different voice. We must prepare for the worst, he says. Let us pray that Ishii and Kai... What is that? What is that?
What
is that?
I'm trying to put something
Yeah, that isn't anything, dude.
It's kind of almost... It's close to like you're doing the... from Monty Python, Life of Brian.
Yeah.
It's like, he went to the whatever, and he got his name was Biggest Dickus. You know, like that dude, right? You find it visible? About my
think
friend?
Something's funny about Biggest Dickus?
It kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
It's Elmerfudd. It's fucking Elmerfudd.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let us pray that Ishii and Kai will deliver us from the evil of the Dark Lords. You have not told us your name, brave Kai, says Princess Madeline. You begin. After a moment's thought, you finish and you reply, Lone Wolf. My name is Lone Wolf.
You look like a Gary.
Yeah. Really? Fuck, you said your name's Steve.
Otaku Jeff? It's on your cloak.
The king approaches you and takes your right hand in his. Lone Wolf. Why did this change again? You have the selfless courage, the quality of a true Kai. Your journey here has been one of great peril, and although your news comes as a grievous blow, the spirit of your determination is like a beacon of hope to us.
Nice.
All in this dark hour, you have brought great honor to the memory of your masters, and for that we praise you. You receive the praise and heartfelt thanks of the entire hall, an honor that brings a certain redness to your young face. The king raises his hand, and all the voices cease. You have done all that Summerland could have asked as a royal soldier, but she is greatly in need of you still. The Dark Lords are powerful once more and under the leadership of Archlord Zagama. Their ambition knows no bounds. Our only hope lies within Durinor and the power that once defeated the Dark Lords an age ago. Lone Wolf, you are the last of the Kai. You have the skills. Will you journey to Durinor and return with the Summer Sword? The Sword of the Sun? Holy shit. Holy fuck.
These people the hall that are snickering behind their breath too. You just know it.
Hey, how many times do you think we can get him to say summer sword today?
Yeah.
Because
He always says sword of the sun with it too.
Yeah, the sword of the sun. Only with the gift of the gods may we quest the evil and save our land. If you wish to accept the quest of the summer sword, begin your adventure with Book 2 of the Lone Wolf Adventures.
If not,
Turn to page 32.
the king slits your throat.
Pulls out the giant Joker gun.
Hooray! Fuck, that felt like that was just a straight walk. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I wonder if that elf's okay. Or that guy, whatever that guy is. I wonder if that wizard's all right. I wonder what he's up to.
Let's see here. We had a.
There's a second one? There's 5.
Yeah.
This is like a story where we keep this character and all the stuff we found.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing when we do these. What is that picture? Damn, dude.
Then after this, there's another series of Lone Wolf series.
There's like another block. Like
I'm just looking to see, is there some like good pictures that we missed?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like looks like there's 5 series, and this is Kai, and that's 5 books, and there's Magna Kai, which is
Magna Kai.
6 books, and then the Grandmaster, which is like 7 books, 8 books. It looks like 7 or 8, and then the New Order, and then Endgame. So it's Avengers.
Oh man, there was an old hermit.
We had 6 fights.
Yeah.
And we had, as far as I can tell, 2 actual random number rolls to decide where to go.
Yeah.
And that was
it.
That was it. Everything else was kind of like, we had, I think, 3 Sixth Sense moments, and we had the Mind Over Matter moment technically once.
How many of these books are we doing in sequence? I would like to do all of them. I had fun with this one. I like this.
Yeah.
So I think this is goofy enough. It's just goofy enough. We didn't really see much of anything, though. I wonder where we went wrong.
I mean, a lot of I think because we kept turning away from stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're like, we gotta go, because we got a thing to do. That might have been why we didn't stumble into. Because we used Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
We used it 3
The
times.
Sixth Sense might have helped.
And that got us into problems.
Definitely.
So yeah.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
But maybe the rest of the books will be good. That's cool. I like not knowing what we missed, too. That's fun to me. Because then we're going to run into things that if you found X.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I didn't find anything. And the one thing we did find got fucking stolen.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. It's the end of the night. We made it through the book. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves and had a good time. This is a gentle reminder that if you like this stream and anything else that we do over here at Loading Ready Run, you can support us over on our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. A couple bucks a month goes a real long way of keeping this whole machine going. Lets us branch out and do a bunch of stuff that we want to do. Brings this stream to you, everything else. If you're watching on Twitch, Young Prime, Young Follow. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Thanks for making it this far. Make sure you tell my bosses how much of a good job I did. So I don't get
was
fired.
right here.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah, so you can put the gun down, Paul. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So from myself, I just hit my microphone. Sorry. From myself, Adam, and Beej.
See you later.
And Paul on tech.
Hello.
We will see you all next time. Goodbye.